Last we left off, the party had reconvened in their brand new transmission vehicle, and after thwarting any future commissions of the would-be blood artist and mystic painter, as he was self-proclaimed, a very slow, tired, silent drive back to the museum occurred. Pulling into the roundway, coming to a stop, and just reflecting for a few moments before the party fully dismounted the vehicle and started making their way up the steps into the museum. Nikos opting to go directly for the bathroom at the time, Hachu needing to step aside as he felt like there was a thought that he needed to think about, leaving just our three remaining members in the front lobby. What had previously occurred is, upon investigating the shack up in the bog, Leroy, having grabbed some of the flesh books and other items for evidence, saw the party climb down the ladder well and followed, but decided to stop and turn around, opting that the party likely has it handled. I'm going to take this intel, these pictures, these books, and start loading them back up in the car. Upon loading up the last of the intelligence and information, he decided to start flipping through one of the books and just reading it. It was a very simple Britannica, like issue number 26 of 500, and just doing them some reading. Kinda didn't realize that the party was as fatigued as they were when they eventually got back to the car and hopped in with them and drove back. And we'll, let me just switch the music on over here. We'll open up to you guys, arriving back at the museum. The three of you in the lobby.
The kind of scene where everyone gets into the car, none of them are making eye contact, and they all stare straight ahead. And
it was essentially that. Some of the lights passing by would occasionally illuminate you guys. Maybe a car driving the opposite way would show your faces. Just everybody kind of tired, a little shooketh, and just silently driving along. But we fast forward now to, three of you kind of standing by looking at the old Mark I up on the giant standee and sort of stage that was built for it.
Does anybody want coffee?
I just kind of hold up a teacup.
Where did you even get that? Do you think we can convince Inspector O'Brien Walsh to come here and pick these up, or do you think we actually have to go to his office?
It's worth a shot. I don't particularly want to head out for the evening. It seems like you better. Maybe you could give him a call.
All right. Where's your phone?
GM, where's my phone?
You do have a landline up in the main office that you can go to.
No, my cell phone!
Yeah, no.
It's 1936, I have a cell phone, damn it!
Where's my sending stone?
Yeah, probably head up to the office. I'm sure there's a coffee machine up there.
Oh yeah, you guys got one of those, what's the one from Saving Private Ryan? Like the really big one where he's trying to get coffee out of it?
Yeah, of course.
Actually, hang on. I think I have a better way to do this. What is it called?
I mean, it's Levencroft. He liked his tea and his coffee, so they would have like one of the really nice big dispenser ones.
Hang on. Blah, blah, blah.
My personal headcanon is that Nikos is sobbing in the bathroom.
Not sobbing, just
Eldritch
having a
Diarrhea.
very stressful shit. Like, you know that shit where you're still not fully, like, unpuckered and you're like,
No.
man, I really got shit, though.
No, ugly crying. Just like, then he takes it in one deep breath, and then he wipes his fucking hair, and he's fine.
Nikos doesn't ugly cry. He's staunch and steadfast. Hachu might ugly cry if he could cry.
Snakes don't cry.
What's the full name of this museum?
Let me double check before I misspeak. Da 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 da.
It's a mouthful. All their
It
short
is-
names are taken.
Yeah, it is a mouthful. Let me find. I want to make sure I get the
That
proper.
should be the name. It's a
full
mouthful because all
title.
the other names were taken. Museum.
Oh shoot! Let me double check. I don't have that sheet pulled up. Why did I not pull that sheet up? Oh no! Let me go grab it. There we go. Scroll on down here to Boston History Museum of the Obscure and Arcane.
What?
Yeah.
Thought it was longer.
I am disappointed.
Let me double check. I believe that was the original name we gave it. It's had a few different sided ones, but the on paper name is that. The front sign, I think, was something else. I'm trying to find. I remember it was a little bit.
The Boston Museum of Unnatural History, the Obscure, and the Arcane.
There it is. That's it.
Yeah.
Boston History Museum.
Kind of a stab at the Natural Museum of History.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, so what was that again? Let me write it down here. Big, bold font so I don't forget it.
The Boston Museum of Unnatural History and the Obscure and Arcane.
Alright, I'm using sending to O'Brien Walsh.
There we go. Boston.
Just skipping the phone.
Skipping the phone.
Just using sending? Alright.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Either way, Torn is heading up to the office. He's making coffee. He's spiking the coffee. Only his coffee.
In response to the sending, you get a very short, simple. Alright.
Dun it, dun it, dun it.
Okay.
What are you spiking the coffee with?
I don't know what's there. There's probably something. There's probably
Yeah.
some rum there.
Coffee, liqueur, rum.
Oh, there's coffee liqueur. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're half and half in that.
Alright. Yeah, going half and half. You do that for the other two coffees, or
No, just his.
just his? Alright. Yeah, eventually, after sending the message, you see Torn kind of walking back with his coffee. Obviously, the sitting lounge room would be on the table for you guys and any of the other areas. Leroy,
Yes, lounge room.
you haven't seen the inside of this museum yet. You knew... Oh god, is my connection going bad? You knew Torn was involved with the museum, but upon giving a nice glance around at least the front main hall here, you can't help but really notice the standees of machine guns, the bits of armor and weaponry, the literal British Mark I trench runner tank that's up on a big kind of stage in the very middle. In fact, we actually have the map here. Let me go and just do that. That'd be simpler and easier.
The empty spaces are spaces where DM didn't want to fill with assets.
It's a lot of assets, I'm not gonna lie. Let's put Leroy down. Hachu is currently chilling.
Don't put me down.
He goes in the bathroom. Torn walking back. Yeah, still yet to populate it fully, but yeah, you find yourself in a very tall, vaulted kind of warehouse-style ceiling with the steel girders and struts and bars going across the ceiling. It ideally this should be a shop floor, but it's since then been very renovated and turned into the museum that it is. You got swords, weaponry, arms, the tank. You have a bunch of mannequins.
Those great big fucking assembly warehouses with the vaulted windows at the top for natural light that was just meant to throw a whole fucking assembly line down the middle. That's kind of what this is.
A lot of the lights are still what you would consider the really large fan lights that have the metal grating over the bottom of them that hang down from their cables 3 feet off the ceiling. Are still hanging down. Then there's a mixture of guided and directed lights on certain objects and items and stands.
Oh, there's prime real estate to hang an airplane up there. I gotta get an airplane to hang up there.
If you guys manage to capture a plane, yeah, you can put a plane from the ceiling.
It's 1938 and we have a BF-109 up there.
New goal acquired. We gotta steal an airplane.
I mean, it's your
Gotta steal a
museum
fighter.
now. Ambrose might argue at the acquisition of it financially, but if you get one organically, it's your museum. So.
No, we just steal one and fly it back.
Oh my god.
See you later, guys. I gotta fly this 109 back to fucking Boston. Can you paint me some invasion stripes real quick, please?
Oh goodness. But yeah, got your coffee, you got a bit of information on you. You sit down with a couple stacks of books and a little wooden crate of other books and papers and scrolls that you guys have collected, and yeah, kind of find yourself a little bit of time before the inspector will likely show up.
No meeting room. Torrin's gonna sit on this paint.
Alright.
He wants to feel big right now. Sit on the edge of the track and just sort of look out at the others.
How tall is the plinth that the tank is on?
About 3 to 4 feet up.
Okay, yeah, Peter's just sitting on the floor with his back to the plinth. Kind of fidgeting with the tassels on his sword hilt, and that's about it.
What are you up to and doing, Leroy, as you see the two of them just kind of getting cozy at the tank?
Trying to see where the fuck the tank is.
Scroll down near the bottom. Torrin's sitting on the side with his claws hanging off, and Peter's just kind of sitting back against the side of it. Just got his back there, just
I'm
tired.
taking pictures.
You're gonna take pictures of it.
I'm gonna take pictures, and then I'm gonna promote it as alternate history. Here we see a kobold thinking that he was there and reliving his memories.
Can I help you?
He does have
just
that 1,000
lean
yard
a
stare.
little bit to the left, kind of cock your chin up, and stroke your chin like you're remembering things that you weren't really there for.
He gets a middle finger.
Sir, that is not acceptable for classrooms. Put that down.
He doesn't put it down as he drinks from his coffee.
Fine, it will go in the photo album at least. Snaps a picture.
How was the car?
Cozy. I took a nap.
That's great. I'm glad you were able to get some rest in.
Yes, well, someone like myself, who's the brains of the outfit, definitely needs to, get some nice and easy rest now and then.
I twitch.
Damn.
Have you seen my creature type for my character sheet? It says race human, subrace golden touched. My creature type is insufferable, and it's been that way since last year.
I didn't see a reason
He
to
has not
change it.
He has not changed it.
I didn't see a reason to change it.
I mean, my creature type is Cossack, so...
You are bear. That's what you are.
Bear Cossacks.
Bear Cossack.
So,
It's like that with Wojak the bear, but Russian.
Peter, is O'Brien coming over?
I think so. He just said okay in response to my message.
Great. Well, we will give him the documents, and I suppose just say it's resolved.
How do we explain the cottage?
It depends on how much he knows about magic, I guess. But we certainly can't have them going there.
Why not? There's nothing there.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know. Magic.
I suppose it's as good an explanation for anything.
These days, that explains away almost anything.
After a moment, you get a nice set of hammer fists to the outside of the very large industrial door. Just a.
That does not sound like a very heavy fist, sir.
It's a very thick door.
Laura, go let him in.
What's the magic
It's
word?
unlocked.
No, just
Hello?
come in.
I don't think they can hear you. That door's pretty thick.
You hear a little bit of a creak and one of the handles press, and door opens up, and casually walking in, hands in his open jacket pockets with two other cops walking in. They kind of look around. They're a little distracted at first just by, oh, museum. They're just kind of
Hands where I can see them.
looking for a moment. Okay. Looking for a few moments, and then kind of turn their attention to you, and the two cops just kind of stand by as he starts strolling his way over, very casual like. I got your magic message. That was a tad startling, admittedly.
I didn't want to have to find a phone.
That's a lot more, normal, but I'm assuming this is all the books and paperwork you were talking about.
Nah.
Oh, that's a lot.
I mean, there's I'm sure you'll be able to tie a lot more cases to this. He kept a ledger with names and dates, and something tells me it's all gonna cross-reference or something.
I don't doubt it. He kind of looks back over his shoulder, waves a hand and two fingers, and the two cops will slowly start walking over, grabbing some of the paperwork, and kind of doing a back and forth conveyor line to the two cop cars outside, just kind of walking back and forth. And he just casually walks over and stops about a foot away from the bottom of your boots, Peter. Kind of looks between the three of you. So, what exactly was going on then? Because it seems you got a lot of information here.
How do we put this? He was, how do we even put this?
Using paintings made of the flesh of the people killed to conduct necromancy.
You know, that he was using people's grief to so sorry, I've had a long day. He's sort of a con artist, but the kind that kills people.
Mr. Perman?
Turnpin.
In his apartment?
No. Sorry, it's all in there. An amateur painter and an artist.
I'm gonna hand him that. I just remembered. I have the guy's
Card.
business
yeah.
card, so I'm gonna hand him the card.
Something Turnpin.
He takes that and looks
Everin.
at it. Everin Turnpin, painter, mystic artist.
He lived
Salem?
in a shack in the woods. Yeah, up in Salem. He also was. He was a dragonborn with some sort of shape-shifting ability. That monster, that creature that was said to have been killing people. It was him, and well, he's dead now, so it's fine.
You killed him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Is there a body for us then?
And no.
What do you mean no?
So the body in the shack and the place that he lived is all it's kind of gone. We saved some of the documents, but everything else is gone.
You burnt it down.
No, he had some kind of fail-safe or something. So that when we killed him, everything started magicking.
His home was not connected to this plane of existence or anchored. So I believe once we killed him, the location's anchor point to our reality was severed, and it returned somewhere.
So you're telling me a dragonborn painter in the woods of Salem was killing random people in Salem and Boston?
No, grieving people, specifically in an attempt to
I
have a
don't-
final conversation with their loved ones.
I don't think he was killing them. I think what he was doing is he was using them to have them bring him bits of their dead loved ones so that they could have a conversation with him one last time. And then he was killing people to make his own paintings for personal use. The people who were paying him was just his method of income. I don't think he was actually involved in murdering them. I think most of the time they were probably already dead.
So you're saying half the murders that would
I don't think the ones he contracted were murders. I bet if you cross-reference them with obituaries, you will find out that they are the kin or at least acquainted with people who died of natural causes or something unrelated to the murders. And then the murders were his own hobby.
We did manage to catch up with you after Salem PD finally got a hold of us. And the Lancaster residence does support that. The kids taking parts of Marilyn and Jeffrey to... You said he was using the parts to paint them? That does make sense with Mr. Perman, who, from what we could tell, seemed to be grieving his little sister, so... Huh. People wanting to speak with the dead, willing to go above and beyond for the chance to do so, it seems.
Grief is it's a hell of a drug.
Well, that does simplify some of these, but I will admit that also complicates some of these, because now we can't simply pin most of these on Mr. Turnpin. While he may have been the catalyst or the focus, this still means many of these were done so by family members and relations, which means we still have a lot of tracking to do.
Yes, the final details. Obviously, if the parts were taken post-mortem, it was likely the family members.
That would make sense, but that is still defiling a grave, and that is still illegal, especially if done so with magical intent.
That's a whole other can of worms than the actual serial killings. I doubt really almost any of the contracted paintings were murder victims. Based off the little I read, it seems like they were all, almost all at least, people who had already died.
Understandable. About how many... You mentioned commissions. I'm assuming there's a number.
A lot.
I should have grabbed his logbook of commissions. It was, what, 70 something?
Torn actually grabbed that and was running out with it above his head. It's amidst
Yeah,
all the books.
Then he gave it to Peter because he didn't want to
Oh,
carry it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's we grabbed his logbook of them, and I'll describe whatever the book looked like. I don't remember as a player what it looked like, but
Oh, good.
It was a big ass book.
Yeah. Kind of crosses his arms, nods a little bit, looks over to the cops as they're grabbing the very last couple bits and starting to walk out with the last bit of it and heading over to the cop cars to load it up in the trunk. And kind of reaches into his pocket, starts fishing around, trying to grab the pack of cigarettes and kind of finicking with it a little bit. Alrighty then. Well, as odd as it is to say, that was a job well done, and you kind of did majority of our job for us. I wasn't intending for that, but I am thankful for it.
we weren't exactly expecting things to develop the way they did once we got there.
I would imagine so.
He was very hostile.
Do you happen to know the matter of how exactly they made the cabin disappear? You mentioned it was a magical trap of some sort.
That's just my theory. The cabin shifted planes of existence once he was dead, so I can only presume that he was the reason it was there, and he was keeping it there. Therefore, once he died, whoosh.
We were too busy running to take time to investigate the phenomena.
Phenomena.
Thank you.
Do 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 do.
Shut up, Leroy.
Kind of looks over to you, Leroy, and just kind of raises a brow. Well, obviously, you have Maine's thanks in aiding in this endeavor, and, if you should need Boston PD or Maine's involvement or aid in any way, you do have my contact and obviously can reach me through your magical means, so if you need a favor or any investigations later on, don't hesitate to give us a ring, and if possible, we'll see if we can assist you in some way. But, for now, I dare to say we have a couple days of paperwork to have to start going through and some threads to start connecting.
Oh, and of course, feel free to stop by the museum at any time. We wouldn't mind working with law enforcement in the future. We have many assets. You have many questions. You understand.
I was going to ask if you offer any law enforcement discounts. I've yet had the time to actually visit yet.
For you, sir, feel free to stop by any time. You may enter for free. Consider it an extension of goodwill.
Well, thank you.
Bring your kids. It's fun for the whole family. Just don't let them touch the guns.
You have firearms here.
Oh yeah.
There's a tank. What did you expect?
He asks while his Thorin is sitting on a tank.
He kind of tilts his head a little bit. It's inert, though, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Isn't it?
I just coughed
Sure.
into my hand.
Speaking of firearms, you don't by any chance know of a good gun store, do you?
I believe you may be acting as one here. These are inert, right?
Yes, of course. Why
They're not
wouldn't
for
they
sale,
be?
so it can't be a gun store anyway.
Just kind of shuffling on my feet.
Besides, the GCA hasn't been passed, so you don't need background checks to purchase firearms yet anyway. Doesn't matter.
I hate that you know that.
Also, the NFA only applies to weapons, at this point, only applies to weapons sold after its passing, and all of these would have been acquired prior to.
How do you
Just
know
kind of,
that?
I'm just kind of looking at him like, where's this
Oh, I said
information
that in the
coming
voice,
from?
didn't I? Shit.
You just got a very, like, anime freeze screen and just a chibi of Peter popping up and, like, pointing at a whiteboard mid-episode. Just, oh, yes, the NFA.
Very much, it's.
Remember, kids,
in character,
all gun
looking at
laws
him
are
like-
infringements.
Hey,
Yeah, so it's funny you mentioned that because I'm just getting this image after you painted that image in my head of me and Torrent and the cops. Just you see us from behind in the same anime setup, and we're just looking at him with the little drops of sweat coming down. There, like, what the heck is he talking about?
He gives a couple nods and eventually looks to you, Torn, and gives a very knowing sort of, like, half wink. Like, alright. And
if you ever need assistance, so you've got a criminal behind 3 foot of brick wall, maybe we could help with some advice.
I will definitely keep that in mind. Well,
Boston PD shows up. We're like, we need the 3-incher again.
No.
well, Father Troikov, Mr. Levencroft, Mr. Copeland, I thank you for your assistance and obviously extend our gratitude to the other members of your party, wherever they may have escaped to, and again, if you should need us, you can reach us.
Tucked away in a book or two.
I'll get out of your hair. You seem rather tired as it is, so...
Yeah, you could say that.
Very well. Safe travels and whatever you all end up snooping into next. And kind
You
of
too.
tips the corner of his hat and will turn and start casually walking his way out, kind of eyeballing one of the glass cases. Approaches the other cops who give a nod as they exit out, and you eventually hear the engines power up and the 2 cop cars kind of drive in the little circlet and eventually leave. Hachu, welcome back. You guys arrived back at the museum, and we imagined you and Nikos immediately needed to use the restroom, so at this time Hachu will probably come slithering out of the giant snake's room and be able to come rejoin the party.
When did we install that?
It was here when we first arrived.
Just a really big door with the picture of a snake on it next to the other bathrooms.
It looks androgynous. I can't tell if that's a male or female snake.
No one can.
Look, you decide for your damn selves, all right?
Is there something you need to tell us, sir?
Mind your
man.
business.
Oh, he has like a
Well,
1,000
every
children.
mannequin, including his bathroom.
There's no such thing as his and hers anymore. It's just theys and theirs.
Cease.
Yeah, this is 1930s. Get with the times.
Yeah, get with the times. Women and men can use bathrooms, not just men.
The black skills, they still can't use our drinking fountains, though. And we haven't gotten that far yet.
I don't even want your wild drinking water either. I bet it tastes like paper clips.
I'm adding that to quotes.
What an entrance!
That your water tastes like paper clips. The hell?
I'll be home in like 40-ish minutes, but I have decent signal to do this in the car for until then. So
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah, at this time, Nikos is still doing his thing, but you guys are able to convene, and after a little while of just kind of lounging for a bit, regaining yourselves, Ambrose will eventually come walking out and approach you all. Leroy, this is your first time seeing him. He is a humanoid. Digits, arms, fingers, everything about him looks normal, clothed, shoes on, pants, dress shirt with a vest and a jacket, even a hat on his head. However, his face is simply a slightly rounded kind of metallic plate with a semblance of what would be eyes and sort of a unmoving kind of crevice where a mouth would be, as he kind of steps forward and looks to all of you. I see you're back from your endeavors, Mr. Levencroft.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a sneeze coming on.
Oh no! Sneeze, 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 sneeze.
Snooze.
You could
Snoo.
certainly say that.
Well, if you're hungry, I can prepare some food for you all, and I assume you'll want to relax in the office for a while.
Yes, please. That would be wonderful. It's I could tell you what went on, but you wouldn't believe it.
I would be rather interested in hearing what exactly went down.
we killed the daughter of Cthulhu.
Just
If
out
he-
with it, yeah.
If he
Ew,
could
what?
blink, he would
Yeah.
blink, but he just kind of looks at you.
I was just gonna say Peter opens his mouth and the droog noise comes out.
Torin gets himself another coffee with liqueur, except there's no coffee in it.
Leroy just pours himself a teacup of liquor.
It's just a cup of coffee liqueur.
Oh,
That cannot taste good.
it doesn't. You gotta mix it with some milk and something else.
Listen, you go to the rainforest of Brazil for 6 months with no tea, no coffee, no nothing, and let me tell you, it tastes fucking delicious.
Yeah, you guys are all kind of shuffled along. Nikos will eventually join us, but you guys find yourselves sitting down in the office again, able to sit back, and Ambrose will eventually walk in with assortment of sandwiches, some nice cut meats, bit other kind of a nice mix of food that just feels kind of filling, but also isn't like a full diner. We'll eventually set it out for you, and then kind of steps back, standing a little bit to the back left of Torn, who's sitting in a senior's chair.
So, that happened.
You mentioned Cthulhu, like the mad writings of that gentleman in Rhode Island, Cthulhu.
Yeah, Lovecraft wasn't full of shit. It's not fiction. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. That's it. Yeah.
I have a lot of comprehensive ability with this brain I've been given, but I am still failing to grasp exactly. Let me start over. Mr. Levencroft, would you say this was a eldritch god, then?
It would be a stretch to use the term god.
It was something. It was big as it's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
And you claim you killed it.
With a comet, yes.
After throwing holy water on it.
That actually makes more sense than it should.
Oh, great, because I was worried I was going to have to explain that.
I am still a little curious to hear the explanation, but I will not press on the matter.
Like, it wasn't our intention.
I also feel a introduction may be necessary for Mr. Copeland here. Your reputation precedes you, sir.
Howdy.
Howdy. My name's Mr. Archibald Albert Ambrose, a trusted friend and the, dare I say, accountant for the late Mr. Levencroft Sr., and now the co-executive and financial assistant to Levencroft Sr. here. And he kind of puts a hand on the top corner of the chair that Torrin's sitting in.
That's me.
I kind of look at Torin and be like, it's talking to me, but it doesn't have a face.
I do have a face. I apologize if it's uncanny, but I attempt to have modified my speaking habits to use more hand and shoulder gestures to give the impersonation that I'm being interactive.
All that wild shit with World War One is, I mean, no offense, this wasn't his first purpose.
I'm a Model 3 Warforged Mechanical Arcane Auxiliary made by the Engineer Corps, and after the war ended, I was purchased from Doppelganger Production by Mr. Levencroft Sr.
There's a
So
whole...
I look at him. I listen to him talk. You can see the gears ticking in my head, so to speak. And then I look at Torin and say, how much is he? How much would
No.
you take for him?
Having done a bit of research in that matter, if I was purchasable and not recognized as a citizen of the United States and the Confederated States, I would go for a very high price, possibly more than the entire Levencroft estate. But
priceless artifacts and all that, they don't make them anymore for a multitude of complicated reasons.
Primarily considered to be war crimes by much of the Canadian and Commonwealth-led initiatives, they find the use of warforged and mechanical beings such as myself with autonomous thought to be on the same heretical level as reincarnation and necromancy on the battlefield.
I mean, understandable. Again, no offense, but it is
Quite the
kind of a war crime.
contrary. I actually disagree with it quite a bit. We are an inorganic soul. Therefore, we are not being repurposed or recycled. So the loss of our function and life, and he does a very robotic crunch of his fingers, is not a net loss to a natural order in the same way that necromancy is. But I can understand the reservations.
We don't necessarily want to get into the semantics of creating a being capable of thought and emotion and then putting them into place into war in place of a man and all of the moral implications of that. It's complicated.
I kind of raise my hand during the middle of this exchange, asking for attention.
Yes, Mr. Copeland.
As soon as I get it, I look at him and I cock my head to the side and say, what are your feelings on, assuming not necessarily feelings, but what are your processor thoughts? Your your computations.
I
don't know if
am
I'm
not
saying that.
that mechanical, sir. I do have thoughts and emotions.
So, what are your thoughts on serving a meat bag like this kobold here?
I would follow him before anyone else on this planet.
I'm gonna fourth wall break and say you missed a golden opportunity here.
Yeah, because he's a damn clanker, that's why.
HK-47, you had a fucking opportunity
No.
and you didn't take
Wrong
it.
campaign for that, man.
Wrong campaign.
And he's nothing but a damn wireback. That's all he knows.
Jeez. No, he just gives you a very sort of flat, in quotations, expression, and just answers very straightforward. I'd follow no one else before Mr. Levencroft.
Very well. Well, I think you'll do. He definitely needs some guidance and hand-holding.
Precisely
Leroy?
what I was instructed to aid him with.
Laura, you're gonna have to make a con save.
Uh-oh. Con save, Leroy. Oh. Yeah, Leroy, con save.
Or sorry, wisdom. Wisdom? Whatever.
Is it wisdom? Okay, hang on.
Or wisdom save.
My bad.
Difference.
Go great. I think it actually passes.
Wisdom save 14. He has to beat.
I believe it. 13.
Forbidden knowledge in mind. Must make a wisdom saving throw. They have disadvantage. We should be able to know what your casting modifier is on your spell sheet, Torin.
I'm bad at spells. So is Torin.
Your spell save DC should be on your spell tab.
Yeah.
Top
Okay.
right.
Yeah. He passes. That's hilarious. It's
Okay.
a 13.
Yeah, you get a tinge of, like, you can kind of feel Torin glaring at you, but you see him looking at you with that, like, typical Torin kind of stare. All of that aside, Levencroft Sr. would not have entrusted Torin with the estate and the possessions were he not capable. And it's a rather large amount to try to handle. I mean, speaking frankly, Levencroft Sr. failed and would not have been able to handle it all himself were it not for me. I can take a little bit of pride in that fact. Many of the purchases that he would often attempt, I'd have to speak out against.
Hopefully going forward, I might be able to secure some acquisitions without purchase with any luck.
I do ask no more war vessels be purchased for the next 4 or 5 years, sir.
No, I think we're good on boats.
What about acquired via other means?
You, much like Levencroft Sr., are not in the employ of Torin Levencroft, but I understand some of your expeditions and missions may find you in possession of different items. Should you not turn them over to the OSS or your accompanying government entities, the Levencroft Museum would be happy to sign for them.
How much do you think it would? How much do you think it would cost to retrieve a U-boat from Antarctica?
A German submarine.
I mean, didn't we think that?
You
Not that long ago.
take 2 steps back, I think you usually say. What do you mean there's a U-boat in Antarctica?
There's
We
Was.
have nothing to do with it.
there's this whole thing with the OSS, and there's stuff going on, and there was a listening post, and the horrible eldritch beast. And, I mean, to make a long story short, there's a relatively intact U-boat in the Falklands. That we might know the location of. It sunk, but it's there.
I would like you to roll me history, please.
21.
Torrin,
We
you'll
couldn't fit-
remember
Oh.
a very specific moment. As it was on the cover of the episode recap, Leroy pulled off a lucky pistol shot and detonated 8 torpedoes worth inside the front of the hull and cracked it into 2 pieces, sinking it underneath Antarctica. There is no recovering that submarine. That U-boat
No,
is
there
gone
is
to
recovery.
history.
There is recovering of it. It's just not intact enough to be used as a U-boat. Now, a museum exhibit, on the other hand.
You're gonna have to go under Antarctica to get it.
Hey, I mean, that can be done.
Wait, are we talking about the Arctic or Antarctica? Because one's a continent and the other is not.
The South Pole.
Are we talking about the ice shelf or the actual continent?
The ice shelf.
It's under the ice shelf in a
You
bay.
remember it went underneath the ice shelf quite a ways inland before finding a thin spot to surface in a sort of lake, and then the ice froze around it. You guys, specifically you, Leroy, detonated the damn thing and sank it. So it's sinking to the bottom of the ocean underneath the ice shelf.
Yeah, after jacking off on the ice shelf.
That too.
Listen to this crime.
He did that.
Nobody's
I'm just saying he did that.
Also, there's I'm not sure how it works or what's going on, but there may also be a Schnellergeist egg in it.
A what?
A Schnellergeist egg.
Did you say the Reichstag was in a U-boat?
No.
You say Schnellergeist as if I was proficient in German, sir.
You're not. A German.
Didn't you fight them for 2 years?
I did not take the time to learn the language, no.
Sound like a wyvern. Yeah, I guess wyvern-like. Very scary, very eldritch.
And you're claiming this is still in a U-boat underneath the ice.
In most of a U-boat.
The front's a bit gone.
Noted. Well, that is quite the endeavor. I will advise that that may be a bit outside of our realm of capacity to reacquire.
Yeah.
Think about how many guests it would bring in, though.
Maybe in another few years. I mean, cold water is very preserving it. Yeah,
If you
Put a pin
know
in it.
the location of it, making note of that, we could make that a future expedition, perhaps.
Is there a map in here?
In here, yeah. There's a couple maps and books up in some of the bookshelves.
So I'm just gonna stroll over to the bookshelf, pull it out, find a map, bring it on back, sit down. Let's see if I can. 16.
Yeah, you're able to get basically the equivalent of like an 8-digit grid and location of the cargo ship, the Schwabenland 2, and the submarine lake, at least where the U-boat was, as well as your guys' insertion point and the island that you inserted from. You're able to kind of map all those out.
It's right here. About.
Ah. I was unaware, and Senior was also unaware that your endeavors with the OSS took you to such a location, but, very well, I will...
As far as things go, you are also unaware that we went there.
Understandable. I will put this away in a unknown location, and we will see about perhaps sending a expedition there in the future. It's to my understanding that the American, Confederate, and English government did send a very publicized expedition not but a month ago to I believe it was a region just parallel of where you've mapped out to investigate some pyramids, I believe they referred to them as.
Yeah, that's on our list.
Wasn't that in
However,
Brazil?
There's been no pyramids in Brazil.
That we know of. I kind of shuffle on my feet again, just like I might know something, but I ain't seen shit.
I understand that there's likely some information I should probably not be privy to, so I will step back for the time being.
Of course. Thank you for the sandwiches.
Of course. Hey, Nikos!
Hello.
Hey. Stepping in through the doorway, recovering from the
Eldritch
bathroom
shit.
eldritch shit that he had to take.
Jesus.
Nikos rejoined the party at the museum office. Everyone's sitting, kind of doing a debrief. There's food ready and some
Hachi's
drinks
taking up the
sitting
whole
by.
couch, which means there's no chairs left.
That's
Sit on
fine.
Hachu.
It's like a
Yeah,
beanbag.
come here, my child.
Hachu dressed up as Santa Claus and like Macy's.
Oh my god.
I'm going to be a Billy Bob Thornton one too. So yeah, sit
Yeah,
your
what
ass
do you
down.
want?
Yeah. What do you fucking want?
What's the fucking tail, kid?
Oh no. That's a horrible image that I'm gonna have to get a sketch of now.
Oh, it'd be so funny.
Billy Bob
With
Thornton
the-
budget
with the
Santa
beard.
Claus Hachu.
With the beard hanging down around his face because it clearly doesn't fit.
Yeah.
If you do get it made into
Oh.
a sketch, you also need to include all the kobolds from the Santa op.
Yeah.
As the elves. No.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh, you want another sword for Christmas? The fuck I look like a magician? Fuck out of here.
Hachu, you are a magician.
Yeah, not the summoning kind. I can't summon weapons.
You want a
I'll
dead
put a
body?
demon
Here you
out
go,
for
kid.
you.
Little innocent,
Yeah,
like
here's some
orphan
yeah.
Annie child is like, I wish Daddy was back. I could do that. No,
You want to talk to your mom again? All right.
Okay, sure. You got 3 questions. Go ahead.
Little girl sitting there crying because she has no idea who you just reanimated because the only issue was her mom was on a different floor of the department store.
You guys are horrible.
No, Hachu is horrible.
Hachu's horrible.
Look, I can give you a trapped soul for Christmas. I got a couple of them.
But
Look, I got to do something with them.
he kind of leans forward a little bit, and Ambrose kind of takes the map, will roll it up, and stick it in his pocket for later filing and adding it to the increasing list of Levencroft estate voyages that were planned out.
Before you go, Ambrose, can you get me a list of some local gun stores and also some places where I can get a relatively large amount of thin glass bottles?
Glass bottles?
Ones that would break if thrown with a decent amount of force.
To be perfectly honest with you, you'll find no shortage of glass bottles in a handful of alleyways in this part of town.
No, like those are hard to break. You ever try to actually break a bottle on someone's head? That's hard to do. Like blown glass, smaller.
Thinner. Something strong enough to rattle around in a bag, but not strong or weak enough to easily be broken over someone's head.
I believe there is a chandelier manufacturer just a few blocks down. Perhaps commissioning them for some glass bottles of sorts that were fitting whatever you may want would be within order.
They're for holy water, aren't they?
Definitely.
Good
That
call.
was pretty effective.
You're wanting to make thrown holy water capsules.
It worked very
Well.
well against Cthulhu's daughter. Jeez.
It's a few blocks south on our same street. I believe you may be able to commission them for a limited supply. If you wish, I could look into it myself and see about acquiring that for you.
Before we leave for DC, I'm going to be doing some shopping in general, so I will handle it. Just if you can give me the address, and again the address of a few gun stores.
Of course, that I can do. Will this be on the museum's budget or on your agency's funding?
It's on his agencies. We're not a charity.
Very good.
Well, the was going to be a personal purchase.
He gives a nice nod to you, Torn. Almost like, oh wow, he's learning. He'll give kind of a half bow with a hand on his stomach, turn about, and will walk his way out of the office, very casual-like, kind of stunted. Leaving you guys to sit down for a while and enjoy some food and drink.
Oh, we should have told him to send tickets to free entry tickets to O'Brien Walsh.
Okay, I'll make sure to drop that before we go. Hey, Nikos, how are you
Yep.
feeling?
Torrin says as his hand jitterily holds a cup full of coffee liqueur with no coffee in it.
It's
Well,
gross.
better now.
I suppose.
After a night's rest and...
No, we haven't had a night's rest.
Ow.
You've just been in the shitter having an eldritch
see.
shit.
After taking care of some business, I feel better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You were taking care of those eldritch monstrosities, if you would catch my meaning.
This is not a conversation for this room.
Anyways...
Yes, now we don't have much to do, but Peter wants to do some shopping, and then I suppose we should check into DC. And I'm sure you already figured it out, but we're not really gonna talk about this to anyone.
Yeah. I figured as much.
Yeah, no one would believe us. Anyways, Lovecraft is greatly considered a hack, so acknowledging what he said is real is dangerous.
I don't think even Ambrose believed us when we told him.
I mean, I can't blame him. If I was someone else, I don't think I'd believe us.
Well, it's a good thing I stole that scroll from the Knights of Hospitaller.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't using them.
No, I can take them whenever I need, so I would not be worried.
Oh, well. That's good. I have two more.
What were the other two?
I'm still kind of in the air about that. One, I think, kills somebody, like really kills them, and then the other, I think, revives everybody.
I believe it was the Finger of Death spell, if I remember right.
Yeah,
But I can't remember what the other one was.
Mass resurrection, I suspect.
It could come in handy at some point.
I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, I would like to avoid dying again, personally.
Yeah, that would be for the best. You say we maybe head for DC in the morning.
Can we add another day to that? I want to try and get those baubles, and after that whole experience, I think I would like to have a handgun I can carry around with me. I'd ask Hachu, but he's in a dead zone in real life. Something I can carry around with me when I can't carry my rifle. Well, that was not a problem in Alaska.
Yeah, I might just carry my rifle everywhere now. Every time I leave it, something bad seems to happen.
I think that might raise a few eyebrows. I know you Americans like your guns, but
I'll leave it in the car.
You guys, after a little while, are oh, go ahead.
Not a bad idea. Still, I want something semi-concealable.
Now Torrin's leaving the fucking Browning down on the floorboard near the driver's seat and the Bren in the trunk.
Alright.
Like, actually, he's gonna wind up doing that before they leave. The Bren is going in the trunk of the car.
You'll spend a little time equipping the vehicle with your weapons and supplies. The rest of you have a little more time to rest, get some food to you before the party will eventually reconvene and find yourselves heading back out to the roundel in front of the museum and hopping back aboard the car as you find yourselves with the rest of this evening, it only being about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, as well as tomorrow.
Right.
For you guys to utilize.
Important question. Should the MG42 go in the trunk of the car?
Or the
I don't think
MG34?
It's an MG34, and I don't think the tripod's fitting comfortably.
Do you guys have that? I thought you left
It's
that
on the
at
plane.
OSS. Yeah, it's
No,
on the
we gave
plane.
one to the OSS, and we got another one that we keep on the plane.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one's
that's
on the
right.
plane. That one's on the plane.
MG42 just on the plane.
That one's staying
It's
on the
shoved in
plane
our
for
little-
right now.
It's shoved in our little. It's shoved in our little cargo compartment. You know, we have
Yeah.
a bunch of extra ammo back there, ammo boxes. Someday we're gonna
Imagine
have a
our-
bunch of AT weapons.
Do you imagine our ragtag ass group rolling up in a Chrysler 3, bunch of guys hopping out, and then a kobold pulling an MG42 from like a trunk of holding, just
on a tripod.
Yeah, that... For now, the 34 is staying in the plane with the pilots, who are still relaxing at Boston Airport. For the time being. Eventually they'll bounce over and connect to DC, but they're waiting until you guys actually depart. But until then, yeah, I'd say the party has a communal task that they can do with the remaining time this evening, at least for this day. So, what would the party like to voyage and do?
Relax.
Yeah, I think today we're not doing anything.
Take a long
yeah.
fucking bath.
Gotcha.
Take some wine and just, yeah.
More wine than would normally be necessary.
Nico's just
Uh-huh.
getting white girl wasted on the couch.
Everyone who is gonna be sitting around the grand fire and doing some drinking and just kind of relaxing and hanging out, make me a con save.
I'm gonna be just walking around the museum because I want to see it.
Alright, you'll be touring the museum.
How'd you don't touch my guns? They're loaded.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see, con save 17, 5, 14. Whew. Peter, you're used to vodka and cognac. Have some experience with sake. And Leroy, you're very used to rums and
No, sir.
brandies.
No, sir. Shut up. I'm re-rolling. I can re-roll this.
You're using luck, okay. Cool.
No, I can actually use something else for this. Let me double check.
You have something else for your con saves?
I think so. Let me double check.
Alright. I'll believe that it's there. If you want to give me the
hang
reroll
on.
way, look for it.
Hang on. I'm just confirming because I know there's something here. Go ahead and deal with them first, and I'll get back to you.
Alright. Yeah, Peter, you're a little more used to sakes, vodkas, cognacs, the darker liquors, not too much experience with. After a while, the brandy, trying to keep up with Torn and his brandy consumption, gets the better of you, and you do find yourself a lot more kind of groggy, sort of got that, eventually your forehead gets sweaty enough you have to take your hat off, and eventually find yourself out of your jacket and just getting real cozy. You're at the point where, like, man, I really want to take these Russian boots off. You're getting very warm and toasty.
What's the matter, Leroy? You can't keep up with a kobold's metabolism.
I've been regurgitating skin flesh tomes for the last 24 something hours and taking naps in the back of a car with said tomes. I don't want to hear it from you, Pip squeaked orange little droid loving
It's alright, get it out.
my brain, it hurts to start nose bleeding.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Leroy and
those books
Peter
shouldn't have read.
aren't doing super hot with it, but Torn and Nikos, you guys are savants. You are upper class. You've only experienced the finer brandies, so you're able to hold your own as you're going through a couple snifters worth.
The blue man literally was a frat boy. What do you expect?
Of everybody in this fucking group, I can't fucking hang. What the fuck?
You're having a bad night. We all have. Maybe you didn't eat lunch. You know, you didn't have enough water.
Yeah, not enough food
Shut the
on you.
fuck up.
A little dehydrated.
Got
maybe.
chased by a god, you know.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he
Right.
was in the
He
car.
sat in the
True.
car the whole
Sleeping in
time.
a car with
The cutaway-
He said, "Fuck no."
The cutaway gag when all the party is running and screaming, it just cuts to Leroy like passed out with his nose pressed against the window, fogging up the glass.
I can see that. Too.
Got his feet up on the
He's like,
dash.
"Man, I'm gonna let them get in trouble. You know, that is not my problem. The hell I look like."
You guys get nice and loose for the evening and are able to kind of enjoy yourselves. Peter's able to you're able to get him on a little bit of a rant between Gnostics and Non, and some of his gripes with it, maybe a little bit of anti-communist ideology
So
starts
Calvinists.
slipping out. Calvinists.
Yeah, what do you think of Calvinists and Puritans?
He makes Nico tell the Titanic story like twice.
Yeah. It's a good bonding as the four of you are able
Right,
to
so
get
it's
a bit
2 a.m.
lighter.
And then all of a sudden I notice, hey, wait a minute. I'm in water.
Uh-oh.
Nikos is able to recount where his porthole window, went from a foot wide to a 5 foot wide gash, and his room was filled with icy water, and he was wondering, why am I underwater? Getting out of bed and getting dressed, he walked his way down the flooded hallway and made his way up the staircase that was starting to flood up as well, wondering why everybody's panicking so hard. Before he
That was
realized,
like water's supposed to be on the outside of the boat.
right? Before he started to realize, oh, the ship hit an iceberg. And
There's water in my boat. No.
despite trying to aid
Jesus.
in the evacuation as much as he could, he found himself falling through the gap in the ship when it proceeded to split in half.
Everyone else is screaming, and he's just standing there perfectly still, sliding, like casually posing on 2 feet until he just tips over the edge.
Yeah, he was,
Hanging out with the band as the ship goes down.
he was relatively chill. He's able to recount the band, and
You guys
kind of
know any
remembers,
ragtime?
kind of remembers falling
So
down
much for
and hitting the bottom of the
unsinkable.
ocean. And then as the front half of the ship landed about a quarter mile away from him on the bottom of the ocean, he just started walking in the direction that he assumed was back towards England. And eventually,
started
just
I'd walk
made
to
it back
New York.
England
It's
with
closer.
America.
Actually, yeah,
He
he'd
assumed he
walk
was
back to
walking in
New
the
York.
direction he assumed was America, but he ended up walking the other direction because he's directionally
Yeah.
challenged.
Ended
Which
up
is
in
why
Ireland.
this is
Look,
his
I'm
first time in
telling
the
you.
U.S.
It's split in two.
Yeah.
No, I have read the reports. They
I
specifically
was
said he
there!
did not.
No, there's no way.
I
No,
was
that's
on
right.
it!
You know,
So were many people who were also on it and said it did not.
Yeah, were they underwater though?
Hey,
That's a good point.
they
Some
didn't have
of
dark
them.
vision, did they?
It was dark. I mean, it's hard to believe that something that large could split in half. I mean, the steel construction of that ship was phenomenal. There was nothing like it.
And yet it did.
As you guys eventually go from Gnostics to Titanic and Olympic conspiracy theories fueled by brandy, we'll pan over for a moment to Hachu. You're kind of slithering your way around, half the lights are turned on, and you're kind of touring the museum, kind of doing your own private self-led tour. You're able to look at some of the little different aspects, some of the cases. There's a lot more here to offer than there was in Vienna. It's pretty nice. It's a nice mix of Native American, prehistoric, World War I, or Great War rather, American Indian War, American Civil War. It's a nice New England and North American mix.
You might want to hold off on him a minute. I just saw his bright-ass LED headlights pull up.
Oh, gotcha.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but yeah, it did just pull up in my house, so I'll be on the actual computer here in just a second.
I'll give you a couple minutes.
So,
Yeah, I'll give you a couple minutes. Do your thing.
Bro's got those.
keep making fun of the guy who thinks the boat split in half. It'd be funny.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah, you
Can
guys
you
are
believe he
totally
thinks he's
arguing.
smarter than
Brandy
the?
doesn't taste like paper clips.
Can you believe he thinks he's smarter than the inquest that involved the people who manufactured the ship? They said such a thing was impossible.
They also said it was impossible to sink to begin with.
No, the designer, Harland and Wolf, didn't say that. It was White Star Line that said that. And it was a marketing gimmick anyway.
I know it's kind of naive of them. I mean, a ship made of iron. Iron sinks, guys.
It was a really nice ship, though.
It was even nicer after I put holes in it.
Roy, you did not sink the Titanic.
He's actually an iceberg. He's just disguised as a human.
All
I
three
like
of you
this.
roll insight for me, except for Leroy.
Nat 20.
All three of you, especially Torn, wearing his trademark flat gaze, you can tell Leroy is bullshitting about sinking the Titanic.
I did sink the Lusitania, though. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You know, he might have been contributing to the alleged arms movement on the Lusitania, resulting in its sinking, despite not having arms on it. And Copeland Shipping and Mississippi River Shipping Company doesn't have a squeaky clean record of not moving armed shipments listed as farming produce.
Anyway, I know the Titanic was nice, but as I check my dates here, did you hear about the new French one, the Normandy?
No.
It's supposed to blow the Titanic out of the water, no joke intended, on style. Perhaps we should take it when we go back across the Atlantic at some point.
I mean, I think bringing Nikos on a cruise ship is a good idea. That could be tempting fate.
I mean, we did see what happened when we tried to go to the Arctic on a boat, too.
Yeah, and then we just tried to take your boat across the channel at your mom's house.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't think you and boats agree with each other.
Maybe instead we just kind of drag him behind the boat as bait.
Nah, we put him
Imagine how big the fish we could catch would be.
we put him in like a dinghy. Give him like an 80-foot rope. What do you think, Nikos?
I think we can just fly. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You will hear a polite knock in the open doorway, and Ambrose will step in with sort of what you would imagine would be a smile if his mouth could move, as he kind of looks to the four of you and makes the motion at least of like kind of chuckling in his throat a little. And he'll walk up beside you, Torn, and not to interrupt, sir. I had just realized there was something that you had mentioned ownership of an item on your person, and not tonight, but at some point when you should wish to, you may find this nice. And he takes out from his jacket pocket a little, kind of looks like a work glove that has been kind of sewn to where the fingers and the thumb are in a fist of sorts. And he kind of carefully holds it out to you.
What is this?
This is a imbued item that Levencroft Sr. utilized quite often. Because he imbued upon it, I believe, with your soul box, should you wish to, you may be able to perhaps, however the box works, hear him when you need to.
Thank you.
He's gonna take the glove, and he's gonna put it away. That is not for right now.
He gives kind of a nod and looks over to the others and will stand up, and I hope you're all doing well, and I have also looked ahead. There is a opening for the glass blowing company to take a commission such as yours, and they are open to the opportunity. I have also located multiple gun stores on different parts of this side of town that you will be able to consult with.
Thank you.
Hello there.
Yes, and two quick things before you go. First one,
He's gonna bring out the second soul box that he got from the Dragonborn. He's gonna hand off.
could you do me a favor and catalog this and add this to the rest of my possessions? This is it's a soul box. It's not mine. It's another one. And then, in addition to that, I don't know if I've mentioned yet. At some point in time, a griffin by the name of Sims may conspire. Sorry, good word. Sorry, I've had may reach out to you, and I've offered her a job.
Understandable, sir. I will keep that to my attention and address it as soon as it should arrive. I'll also archive this.
Thank you.
He kind of looks at the little box for a moment in his left hand, and you can see a little bit of that, like, interest as he reaches a thumb over and lifts the lid on it. And it makes a couple ticks, but literally no spectral, like, nubs or anything pops up as it just spins emptily. And he just kind of looks at it for a few moments.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully you weren't expecting too much.
In fact, this is exactly what I expected, so good to see that it works.
Of course.
Very well, I will archive this and see to it that those other requests are addressed. You all enjoy yourself for the evening, and should you need anything else, simply ask.
Yeah, I think Leroy might need a little bit of water soon.
I can see to that, yes.
Since when he has the ability to make two of himself?
Yeah.
I will get to that first before archiving this.
Why are two kobolds?
Walk his way out, and about a minute later comes back with a nice pitcher of ice water and then another pitcher of kind of lukewarm water. Sets them both on the table in the middle of you guys with two empty glasses, and will give another nod before turning and making his way out to see to the other items and objectives.
Bye. It's time for a Hot Shoes Museum side adventure.
Hachu. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Yep.
You're while they're having a good time, getting a little sloshed and having some good talks and just kind of relaxing, you're slithering around, you're checking out some of the side halls, you're checking out some of the other areas, and give me a moment here to make sure I have the right music.
The Titanic did not split in half, Nikos!
Echoing down the hallway.
Where did I put that? Give me una momento. I have dislocated it after I dragged it to the side. Oh no. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Yeah, we'll default with that one for now. Why not? Yeah, Hachu, you're slithering along, and as you're starting to make your way down the hallway, you can't help but kind of notice that the hallway seems to be a bit longer than it should be. And longer and longer, almost like you're moving forward but in place. You eventually look back over your shoulder and the hallway seems to be very long despite it only having been maybe 15 yards initially.
Before you do anything crazy, remember day one I made the museum hallowed ground.
Oh yeah. And you kind of look forward again, and the hallway is still extending to almost a needle point. And I need you to make me a con save, Hachu.
Wow.
You can't help but start getting kind of dizzy as you're having to put your shoulder against the hallway, side of the hallway on the wall, and kind of stabilize yourself. Eyes are kind of finding it a little hard to focus after a bit. And while it doesn't get super dark and pitched, you do feel a good bit of warmth. Like you're next to a kind of central heating boiler of sorts. It's feeling very warm around you. And you hear a nice kind of ringing start building up on the inside of your ears. The back of your head starts feeling a bit of pressure. You start feeling a bit of kind of congestion between your eyes. And you get that nice kind of subtle voice off in the distance. Yeah, sure, take your time, sir.
I had a feeling it was you.
It's awful hard to reach you, but I'm assuming that's because you're on some fantastical, magical ground of some sort.
So would it seem.
Yeah, so it would. Hiding from your obligations, perhaps?
We just got done killing Caputo's daughter, so.
Oh. I'm assuming they had a soul then? Or perhaps something equivalent to it?
I honestly have no idea how it works.
Well, you know how souls work, I'm sure. How to collect and harness them, redirect where they may be meant to go where you agreed you would be sending them. Or did you forget your bargain? I'm hoping you're not neglecting your obligation.
I'm not attempting to. Our travels kind of take us all over the place.
I need another con save, Hachu.
You will address me as sir or miss.
Oh, thank God.
Ooh. You're able to, thanks to the hallowed ground, put your hand on the wall and stand yourself straight up and no longer feel the nausea and dizziness as the hallway starts to shrink again. But you're still hearing and feeling the heat and the effect of another presence attempting to be there. Ah, if you're gonna be bolsterous, I'd rather you be bolsterous towards honoring your obligations. No?
Yes.
So, how do you plan on honoring those obligations then?
I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, you know how. The same way you did before. Just a little extra effort upon making a kill shouldn't be that hard for you. After all, we did only increase it from 1 every so often to 30. Or is 30 too much?
No, I can figure something out for 30.
Well, I'm a little offended. Call me petty, call me a little narcissistic that you're only now considering it. Perhaps my warning earlier just fell on deaf ears.
No, it did not.
Good. However, you understand I have to keep up with business, I have to keep up with my end of certain bargains, and whether I like to admit it or not, I hedged quite a bit on you. Admittedly, I'm not reliant on you, but you are, at least originally, provided me with a leg up, jack of all trades, an anonymous card in my deck to use against other devils when they would try to get the better of me, and you not providing what you agreed to is making that more difficult. So, to spice our deal a bit, and so you don't be so negligent with it, don't consider it a punishment, but a certain devil that I am cooperating with and trying to make a deal with, and I would like it to go in my favor, but with you negating your obligations, it's making it more difficult. So, for the foreseeable future, until you deliver on those 30 souls, we'll modify it a bit. The longer it takes you, the more weight you're going to feel. You see, I'm very fond of my realm. It's very warm and comfortable and inviting, is it not? Train, he's a lot more driven. That's a good word for it. He's much less patient. Very steam-powered. I like making these puns. Train is impatient. The longer it takes you to deliver on your 30 souls, the sooner he may find himself attempting to bargain and gain what I obligated to him out of your party members and friends. As thankfully, you're untouchable so long as you're under my protection, but your friends aren't. And he is not as forgiving and patient as I am. Does this make sense?
I understand.
Good. 30 souls. At least show some effort so I can give him that nod that he doesn't need to start working with them. I will say, I am fair. The sooner you deliver, the sooner I will make sure you are rewarded as well. Enjoy. And you find yourself feeling kind of smack sort of on the back of the head. Not hard, but like a friendly, like, hey, buddy, kind of smack towards the back of the head as the hallway fully kind of shrinks back to normal. Your vision regains, and the kind of sinus congestion you had kind of starts fading away.
I just started like slithering really quickly back to the main room where everybody is.
Takes you about a minute or two. You'll find the rest of the party at different levels of drunkenness and kind of talking about different things. It seems whatever their main topic is kind of just veered off into a general talking to talk kind of that like last half hour of the night sort of camaraderie going on.
Soren or Torin, make a dexterity save.
Oh no.
14.
Okay. In my attempts to pour myself some water, and I've chosen the cold one, I accidentally knock it over. So let's see.
Oh no.
What do I need to roll for? Dexterity?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay. He's safe. Oh, no, that's a saving throw, isn't it? No, that's not. Okay, cool.
So
yep, you're safe.
You're definitely
I just make
knocking
a
it
mess.
over, but he's not getting hit with the ice water. But yeah, there's a couple ice cubes and water spreading over the nice ornate rug on the wood floor.
And I'm kind of sprawled over because I can't keep my. Yeah, that's such a poor roll. I'm just sprawled over myself.
Watch the veneer.
Can veneer my ass, sir. Where did this rug come from?
Torin's gonna pick up a couple of ice cubes and stuff them down the back of his shirt.
It takes you a moment to realize, but eventually, wow, ice cubes rolling down the spine almost kind of hurts. How are you trying to react, Leroy?
Not now, baby. I'm not ready for this yet.
Oh God.
Leroy is out of it.
You're supposed to do that after the hot wax.
He's a little sprout, and you realize just how drunk he is. Peter is very grandpa's in the lazy boy, just comf. And
snoozing into his
Nikos is just sitting back. He's got the kind of baggy eyes and just feeling pretty warm and toasty to himself.
Somehow he found grapes. He's sucking them off the vine.
Yeah, more grapes. And you guys see
good grapes.
You see Hachu eventually come slithering back in.
You okay? Did you touch the dragon?
No, I didn't touch the dragon.
You look like you touched the dragon.
Couch is here.
What?
No couch is here. I'm on the couch.
Where? I'm gonna cast protection from poison on myself to
Roll me a
recover
con
from that.
save, Peter.
No, you're not gonna stop me from sobering up.
Roll me a con save.
You're not gonna stop me from sobering up. At that.
So, yeah. If you failed, I was gonna have you sober up, Leroy. Yeah, Peter kind of freshens up and takes a nice breath through his nose again.
Where?
God, that 26 on that sleight of hand, you little shit.
Well, I didn't see him, but one of the hallways started getting really, really long, and he started talking to me.
Really Huey Long? No. That's a horrible joke.
Whoa! Whoa!
Disadvantage on your next roll.
Shut up.
So, like you did on the plane.
Automatic nat 1. Sorry.
So he's not here necessarily. He just, I suppose, phoned you again.
Yeah, you definitely consider it that. Apparently, he had a really difficult time reaching through me.
As he should.
Did he get
And well,
did he get at least 3 fingers in?
how much alcohol has that man consumed?
A lot.
I don't know,
A
but
lot.
Okay. Anyways, well, he's made friends with another demon called Train. Apparently, I don't know where these horned assholes come up with these, but
Can I have a history?
apparently,
on that?
There is no
Oh, no,
history roll to know who or what this is.
Cool.
it's Coltrane from Gears of War.
Coltrane, baby.
You better get those fucking souls in.
And well, if I don't take 30 souls reasonably quickly, Train is going to start. I don't know. There was nothing like specifically made, but mainly threats to the rest of y'all.
Huh.
Hmm.
I just killed an eldritch god with a comet. Let him come fuck with me.
He can join the queue.
Yeah, he can stand behind a Herman Muff.
I mean,
jokes aside, drunken jokes aside, I think after we report into DC, we should make our way to. I haven't transferred it to my new notes yet. What was it, Lafayette?
Lafayette, yep.
And see what we can at least learn.
Laffy Taffy yet?
I mean, we've killed a lot of guys. Would it be the worst thing if you had to, do what you had to do?
Yes.
What's his alternative? He's being railroaded by a demon. I don't like it either, but I don't like being.
I don't think giving demons souls is a good idea.
It's not. But pissing them off is a bad idea too.
yeah, but neither is a demon trying to kill you or a demon taking my offspring away. So
Someone's got to lose here.
And with that kind of thought and idea now planted, you guys will eventually bring Leroy along and able to retire to the nice rooms that are established and sleep real comfy and warm and nice like. Oh god.
wait. No, I don't want to be consumed by the eldritch monstrosity. No. I don't want to be consumed by the tentacle.
Oh no. You guys
Get
are
that
all
thing
able
away
to
from
How
get,
me.
would you like another comet, bitch?
all of you are able to get some really good
Come
sleep.
out of here, baby. Put some more ice cubes down my back.
Some very pleasant dreams as you'll all be able to wake up in the morning nice and cozy, well rested, fully replenish health, any spells, give yourselves a long rest. As yeah, you guys will eventually be able to convene, go through a nice breakfast, and find yourselves with a little shopping list, a couple of dresses, and a day to yourselves and no real rush to report into DC. So what would you guys like to do with the first part of the day?
I'll drink it again.
Well, since that glass factory is close, I think I'm going to go there. Does anyone wish to come with me?
Torrin probably will.
Alright. Anyone else want to go with Torrin and Peter to do the glass commission?
Why not? I got nothing going on that I need done.
Alright.
I don't want to be alone again.
Yeah, that's right. Leroy, you gonna go with them?
Yeah, I'm nursing a hell of a hangover.
Yeah. Leroy's a little bit groggy, but the rest of you are well-to-do and good to go as 5 of you all hop in the car and make your way down to the address listed, walk your way up. It smells of kind of glass and smeltery, and there's a lot of...
Torrance driving, by the way.
Oh yeah, Torrin's definitely driving. Kind of a irony smell to the place.
I love how none of the other fucking party members, like, can drive. For the most part. Peter can drive, but he's inexperienced. Nikos just literally can't. Flores kind of can. We haven't tested him. Hachu doesn't have fucking feet.
You guys are able to make your way into the front door, and it's not so much a front office as it is a slightly cleaner area of the large, like, single bay that has multiple stations and smelters and heaters and kind of glass blowing areas set up. And there's just sort of a kind of office desk there with a lady sitting behind it who kind of looks up to you. Hi, hello? Can I help you?
Privyet. My name is Peter Troikov. I believe one of my associates contacted you about a commission yesterday.
Yes, the museum down the way, correct?
Ah.
Yeah, we actually find ourselves with some availability. What were you looking to commission or have made?
Do any of us have grenades?
Yeah.
Yes, I have one still.
Yes.
Can I borrow it?
Takes the pen. No.
Better not. Hands you the spoon. Here you go.
There you go. It's like.
All right, yeah, I'll take the grenade, put it on the table, and I'm going to kind of describe a glass bottle with a flat bottom so you can set it up that is roughly the size of the grenades with enough of a stem that you can put a cork in it. And it needs to be made of glass thick enough to withstand transport, but thin enough to break when thrown with force.
She kind of grabs the grenade and looks at it a little hesitantly.
Don't pull the pin, that's life.
Well, obviously.
Better safe than sorry.
I believe if we follow a very similar kind of pineapple barrel shape and with the right effects and twist to it, it would be very resistant to pressure and impact, but with enough force would be able to break, very similar to how this grenade is made. How many were you wanting?
36.
Very well. Any color or specific tincture or designs needed?
Peter, get a crucifix on them. These guys make chandeliers, they can do that easy.
I was actually planning on sealing them with wax and then stamping a crucifix into the wax.
That's good.
Do both. Go with the crosses.
If you are feeling so inclined, a Orthodox cross on the sides would be nice.
You know, and maybe some tincture, some leafage around the upper edge, that would look good. A little bit of texture, give you something to hold on to.
We can see about doing that. It won't be completely identical across each product, but we can entertain that, as well as you mentioned wanting to cork the top with wax, so we can make the head a little more fanned, so that would be more applicable and easier to do. Yes, I believe we could do that.
Yeah, easier pouring and filling as well. That's a great idea. Ma'am, you are a professional.
She gives kind of a look to you like, oh?
Yes. Of course.
I only grew up and worked here the last 20 years of my life. I hope we are worth our price. I will say up front, I don't know exactly the cost. However, making these will not take very long. We would only need to make a couple before the process would be pretty well stamped. I'd say by this evening, we could likely have 30 ready for you.
That would be very useful. The billing information is going to be to here, and I'll write up OSS, billing department, equipment purchases.
What? Not sure what the OS is, but if they're good for it, then very well. And she starts jotting down some of the information and writing it to the side.
Meanwhile, the OSS is gonna get a bill from a glass blowing company for like artistic vases or something.
Artistic vases, and then underneath the bill it's gonna say equipment purchase wondrous company.
Artistic industrial perfume bottles.
Okay.
She starts writing down some of the information, jots down the museum, jots down the other information and the address, and we'll hand you the grenade back and give you a second slip of the copied information. We'll be able to start working on the conceptual ones, and we'll have those at least 30 done by this evening.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Would there be anything else?
Anybody else want anything?
Can't think of anything I need made of glass at
No.
the moment.
Well, if you do ever need anything else, obviously we are in a slow season, so any work is good work.
Well, thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. And she kind of leans back, and you see her grab a clipboard and a clean sheet of paper and starts kind of sketching and doing some kind of graphite sketches of design and shape already.
Okay.
Peter, you asked the chandelier company to make you little balls of glass. They're gonna fucking detail the hell out of that shit while they're waiting for it to cool. You're gonna get little like fucking like olive leaves and like fucking
You realize if this works, we're gonna get this adopted by the U.S. military, right?
holy water.
Essentially, yeah.
What would that be?
Grenade, holy water, M1.
Holy water impact grenade.
And if you're not a particularly holy man, just fill it with napalm.
Oh God.
Yeah, bless the napalm. See what happens there. Literally.
Holy napalm!
Holy napalm.
I have blessed the jelly in the napalm. It is holy now.
Impact acid grenades when.
That's also because glass is pretty much inert to most acids, so
Yeah.
you could also do that.
You just have to get fancy with the cork.
Oh, there's certain types of wax that will actually resist acid and repel it because of the contents of it. So that would be able to work. Oh, man. Yeah, you guys commissioned that and are able to hop back in the car. You find yourselves with the midday and the evening still to have at your leisure. What else would you guys like to do?
Well, I am going to go shopping for a pistol. I'd like something to be able to semi-conceal when we're out in public, as opposed to just having my sword.
Alright.
Tort.
Torn
Sure,
looks
wait,
over at him with the bar like seated against the floorboard like you would a hunting rifle.
Demonstrably, he'll look dignified as an old man, old bearded Cossack with a big fucking stick with a nasty knob on the end.
I'm not that style of cleric. Uh,
Fine walking stick. An old man's walking stick. Fine.
no, what he has is he has a shashka.
You're a shashka.
It'd be pretty dope if I was. Let's yeah. Look at these things, man.
You guys find yourselves going to, you got 3 different shops that you can go to. You end up arriving to the first one, the nearest one. It's a small kind of hole in the wall attached to 3 other shops running along the kind of strip mall design where the residency is upstairs, and it's about 3-4 stories each of them. You step into the little shop, it's got the little dingle-dangle above the door. Nice wood floor, nice U-shaped counters, what seems to be some weapons crates kind of on display, but it doesn't seem like too many weapons are actually out and in the open, except for the opposite side of the room. There is a couple pistols and assorted weapons up on the wall. It seems to be a majority of revolvers and kind of hunting involved weapons, but you do see evidence of what might be police or law enforcement weaponry also evident.
Those would be revolvers at this time, though.
Yeah. And the gentleman behind there kind of looks over to you. Hello, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Do you carry any FNs?
FNs? Oh, shoot. I will admit, we have primarily Browning products. We got a handful of Norse items in not too long ago, and a small shipment of some Czech imports, but as far as FN, not here, sir. What were you looking for, though? Perhaps we can look around and, perhaps we can get a search out for you and acquire an item for you.
Right now, I'm looking for a high-power pistol, like my friend here carries. I'm going to gesture over to Hachu.
Hello.
Well, the
His
high
name
power
is
is
Wilhelm
a
Schwartz.
very present and countable pistol. It wouldn't be awful hard for us to attain one for you for a small fee.
How long would it take? I'm not going to be in town for much longer.
I will say it's not for at least a couple days before we would be able to acquire another and sign it into our possession as transfer and then sell again. So, if you have 2-3 days, we would be able to get a hold of one for you.
I kind
Well,
of,
chops in here.
I kind of poke Peter from behind.
Huh?
Hang on one second. Let me talk to him real quick.
All right.
Pardon me, sir, but you wouldn't happen to have the blueprints for said weapon, would you?
We are only a seller. We do not do any of our own smithing and repair, at least not in-house.
Well, I tried.
Damn.
He gives a couple blinks.
I have a headache. I'm hungover. You got minimal effort.
He gives a couple blinks and kind of looks back over towards you, Peter. If I might interest you in something similar, we do have a small amount of Browning Model 1922s, as well as VZ27s in stock.
The 22 is a little small for you. I'll buy one of those.
A Browning 22, sir?
Yes, I'll buy that.
Ah, very well.
Is it uncirculated?
Of course.
Just making sure, Downtown Boston gun shop, you never know what you're gonna get.
If you're looking for used, we do have a couple battlefield-acquired used weaponry that are in pretty tip-shape condition.
I'm not looking for used.
Very well. You'll kind of step back and opens one of the cupboards and takes out 2 Model 1922 Browning pistols and sets them both in front of you. The magazines are out of it.
Why two?
One's got a little bit more of a kind of bluing to it, whereas the other one's a little more industrial
Two
surplus
different
black.
trim levels.
2 different levels of trim.
I'll take the one that looks better.
I will admit that it's a little subjective, sir. I'm always more preferential personally to the more worn look, but I'm assuming you're referring to the more blued.
I'm blanking. Not the non-blued one, probably.
He'll kind
You
of
prefer the parkerized?
All the bluing is for you to wear off in your holster.
pretty much. Yeah, he'll slide the other one a little bit closer over to you. It might be possibly a little large for your claws, but it's a very steadfast, true pistol.
I don't think it's too large.
It's that thing where if you held it with like 2 hands, like one hand cupping over the other hand, you would have about another inch of magwell and pistol grip under your hand.
Yeah, like it's 1911 sized for a person, but Torn sized.
But for Torn. So yeah, yeah, you're able to kind of see it. It looks pretty good, works pretty well. He kind of looks at a little sheet, looks back over to you. I would say for cash, $5.25.
500 even.
500 pennies, perhaps. $5.25, sir.
Oh.
I apologize, there's a little bit of a markup. Obviously, we paid a fair price to get the shipment of these. We want to get at least a little bit of our investment back without making it ridiculous. I know other stores try to sell them for 6 or even 7.
Just want everybody to know in the background, Leroy's muttering to himself, and if you listen real carefully, you can hear him going, cash for the merchandise, cash for the button hooks, cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods.
You know what? I don't want quarters jingling around in my pocket. Just take $6.
I won't say no to that. And he'll step over, grabs a short piece of paper, starts writing out on it, and kind of looks to you. Might I get a name, sir?
Levincroft.
Oh, from the museum and... Oh.
Yes.
Very well. Doesn't seem to put any other information, just writes that. Jots down some information, kind of looks to you, and you can tell there's that bit of, like, silent pause for just waiting for you to hand over the money.
Cash for
Whatever, he'll hand over the money.
Damn it, John, cash for the crackers.
Minus,
and pickles and fly paper.
$6 whole from your financial inventory. And he'll take
Playing
that...
too much fucking Red Dead.
Takes that, recounts over it, sets it aside, goes back over, grabs a little bitty wooden box with 2 little ropes on it, kind of looks like a tiny grenade box case for like 4 grenades, sets it there, opens the lid, double checks that the 2 9-round magazines are in there, and then takes the pistol, sets it down in there, closes it, and scoots it over to you. Would you like also to buy some ammo with that, sir?
Yeah.
The 1922 also 9mm para?
No. This
It
one
was a
was
spicy 38.
This one's 9x17mm Browning short or 380 ACP, and also comes in 32 ACP.
Oh, this better be the 38.
This is 380 ACP, yeah.
Okay.
Now, would you like some rifling with that, sir? Would you like to mess with the sights on this one?
No.
What do you talk? Where do you get it? Where do you talk? You can talk. You can pick it, you can talk. Talk. Pick it.
Oh,
You can talk all you
goodness.
want, but it's different than it was.
He kind of looks down, grabs a nice kind of rough paper and cardboard little box of ammo and sets it out. 30 cents for a box of 50.
I just gave you an extra 75 cents.
Torn's just gonna take the box.
He gives a little bit of a head tilt and smiles.
Roy's headache is not getting any better. He goes out the door yelling, "Cash for the merchandise!"
And he'll take the clipboard, sets it down aside, puts the paper into a little filing cabinet, and we'll start assembling some other stuff and walk back over. That aside, would you like me to put a search out, Mr.
Choikov.
Troikov, for your pistol?
If it's going to take more than a few hours, then no. You wouldn't by any chance know of anybody who would likely carry them. I would like to get one here, but unfortunately I don't have the time to wait for one in Boston.
There is another shop. Well, I wouldn't normally advertise rivals. I understand if you do need it sooner than later, especially if you're leaving town so soon. And he kind of gives the address and location of what you recognize as the second address given to you by Ambrose. And he kind of looks to you and leans in a little bit. I personally, and many others here in Boston, are a little more hesitant to deal with them. They get some of the police contracts more often than not, and some less than savory people, but they're from Japan. So don't let them overcharge you.
Torn's loading the pistol in the background already.
He doesn't seem to mind you doing that. But yeah, you got
It's the
two,
1930s. That was to be expected.
Yeah, you got 2 9-round mags for it, and a box of 50 rounds total.
I'll stat all that later.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me know. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Likewise.
And as we leave on the way out, I cannot for the life of me remember how to say it in Japanese, but I will say goodbye to him in Japanese.
Sayonara.
There's
That's
a little bit of a squint, but a sort of like left-handed wave goodbye as he goes back to what he was doing at the counter as you guys exit out and eventually pile into your car. Torin, where are you keeping your new 1922?
I presume it's going in the
Up his ass.
Oh, yeah.
While he's doing that, I gotta run to the bathroom.
It's probably going in the holster that retained the Astra previously, and the Astra is probably getting zipped up in a vest pocket or something.
Okay.
Roy's in the car like, it's about fucking time.
Yeah, the Astra is gonna be in your normal inner breast pocket on your left side, so there's gonna be a bit of a pistol-shaped bulge, and then
Oh yeah, that vertical zip on the
Yeah.
left inside of your vest. Yeah.
yeah,
He used the words breast and bulge in the same sentence.
he lacks both. And your
Torin,
1922
the armory
is now in your
Leavencroft.
holster. The armory, yeah. So yeah, you now have 3 pistols on your person.
Yeah, and
Jeez.
Got fucking Captain Orangebeard over here.
that just makes the turning your weapon scenes all the funnier. Just here's one, here's one, here's one. Okay.
Do I give him like a Book of the Dead for my weapon turn-in or something, or just like?
Well, you have 2 pistols that you have yet to try and dual wield.
True.
Yeah. Eventually, you guys make your way across town, a little bit more driving, and you come across another small kind of hole-in-the-wall shop. You can't help but realize you're in not quite Asia town, Boston, but there's small hints here and there. Some of the signs have either Mandarin or Chinese. Some of them have sort of Japanese. There's a few hints of other Asiatic cultures.
This must be the place I've seen about 5 paper lanterns now.
That's not that many.
Oh, there's 30 more. Yeah, right here.
You guys step out and make your way inside the shop. This one has what looks like a little metal rotary fan kind of going in the corner. And it's got kind of a similar layout, but just only the back wall has a sort of 2/3 of a desk and tabletop. And there seems to be more swords and kind of traditional weaponry scattered about. However, you do see a few hints of what would be weaponry in the back. And the gentleman in the front, younger Asian guy, more than likely Japanese, kind of looks to you. Hello, sir. What can I do for you?
How thick is his accent?
It's oddly British.
How
Ish.
thick?
Not very.
The Japanese accent, or is he a very...
Not very Japanese at all.
Hurrah!
Well, hurrah, I would like to buy a firearm.
You're by fire. By fire.
Oh, Jesus, just...
You want egg roll?
Hello. I am here to buy a Browning higher power. No.
He's just looking at you like, sir,
Branding a real high power.
sir, that is incredibly disrespectful.
I'm going to come in and I'm going to say, hello, I'm looking to acquire a Browning or FN high power.
Rather straightforward, but I do believe we would have something of that sort. Allow me a moment. May I ask for what purpose the purchase is?
Killing people.
Well,
Personal defense.
very good. And he gives a little bit of a nod before looking to you, Torn, and steps into the back, comes back forward. I also have a handful of other offers that you may also find yourself interested in of a similar caliber and purpose. And he sets out 3 pistols. One's your FN high power. The other 2 that he sets down, one's a Type 94 Nambu. It looks ugly, it looks prehistoric, but it's, a Type 94 Nambu sets that out. And then also has
that is.
semi-auto, ugly Japanese pistol.
Yeah, I know, but there's 4 of those, and I can never remember the difference.
It's not the
between them.
Nambu you think it is. The Type 94
Oh, this
Nambu.
This is the one with the shoot me button.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The what?
If you
Okay, so are you looking at my stream?
No, but I can.
It can do the SIG P 320 thing.
Yeah, well, except it basically the trigger bar. They don't have an actual picture there. So the trigger bar is on the outside of the pistol. So if you see where my mouse is, you can press down on that part of the pistol and it fires the gun.
Excellent pistol design. The
Very good.
The third pistol that he sets out is a Kashikawa Type 26 revolver. Nice little double action, very Russian-esque looking influenced revolver.
I know. I know the Type 26. They're neat because they don't have a spur because they're purely double action.
Yep. 9x22. And he kind of sets those 3 out. I obviously would like to see if your interest lies in any of these other imports.
I'm gonna kind of pick up the Type 26, look it over, and say in Japanese, I haven't seen one of these in years.
Kind of looks back to you in Japanese. I hope on the imperial side of things, but I won't ask further.
Of course. That's I'm gonna keep talking in Japanese. Presumably moderately accented at least.
Oh yeah.
Comprehensible, but I'm very obviously not Japanese in speaking.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna look it over.
Burning
open
a
it up and
spell
take a
slot?
look at
What
it.
are you doing?
Nothing. You know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Are you being able to translate what I'm saying?
Torin is unknowingly burning a spell slot to understand what you're saying.
Gotcha. Yeah, he kind of looks to you and gives a little bit more of a welcoming nod as you're speaking Japanese pretty fluently.
As much as I'd like one of these, I'm trying to standardize my ammunition with my friends here and get 9mm Luger. So I'll admire the pistol for a little bit longer and then set it down and
Yeah, Japanese
pick
ammo
up
is
and
probably kind of hard to find on the battlefield too.
Ah. I was unaware you spoke as well.
Of course I speak.
Since when do you speak Japanese?
I don't.
He says in English.
But he speaks.
They were speaking in Japanese.
No, they're not.
In
They
Japanese, I'm
were.
going to say we are.
No, you're not.
Yes, they are.
I'm speaking Japanese, sir, he says in Japanese.
Just looking at this back and forth, like, what the hell?
No, you're not.
What the hell?
Mental damage.
You know, outside of this, apparently there was a grenade launcher for that revolver, by the way.
Yep, it's awesome.
There's a tear gas grenade launcher that was made for that.
He kind of looks to you for a moment, Torrin, and is just a little perplexed before looking back over to Peter. If you are interested in the pistol, it would be, I would say, $550 seems fair.
Do you have any holsters for it as well?
We do not, unfortunately.
How about $6 for the pistol, 3 magazines, and ammunition to fill those magazines?
That can be done. $6 sounds like a fair plan. And he gives a little bit of a kind of half bow of his head and will turn and grabs 3 magazines for it, box of ammo, grabs you 40 rounds, and will walk over, set that down next to the pistol, grab the other 2, put them back behind the counter, and we'll kind of start looking to you with that, like, money, and then he'll scoot the items over to you. Would there be anything else you're looking to purchase, sir? We do have a assortment of various arms, bolt action and lever action, that you may find interest in.
Is there anything interesting? To anyone in the party, not just me?
Torn can't carry any more guns, so I'm gonna say no.
Nah, I'm good.
Nikos, you don't want a gun?
Is there?
No.
Just imagine the shock factor of a hot plate pulling out a pistol.
It might not be a bad idea to have a handgun.
I'm content for now without one.
Are there any particularly interesting rifles, DM?
There is a lot of Type 30 and Type 35 Arisaka bolt actions from turn of the century, but nothing
38, not
particularly
35, but okay.
sticking out. No, the Type 35. It's not the 38. 38 was separate from the 35.
Is the Type 35 the carbine version of the Type 30?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'll make Hot Shoot Johnson's loadout in Red Dead Redemption. Just have a Krag and a.
Yeah, he has a couple turn of the century Japanese Imperial bolt actions, what seems to be those handful of pistols, and a mixed accoutrement of spears, pole arms, some swords. But he kind of looks to you if there's any other interest or not, and we'll kind of wait on the money.
Do they have one of those short katana ones? I don't remember what they're called.
The oh shoot, the short samurai sword, like the
really short,
the knife-sized
katana.
one for gutting yourself.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, they'd have 1 or 2 of those for sure.
I like the look of them, so I'm gonna buy one.
Yeah, I'll pass him the money and let Hachu buy his little samurai dagger.
Hey, look, it will look dope on the character. I'm sorry, like.
The dagger, you'll be able to haggle with them for a little bit, and you'll find that it does it'll cost you about $10. As it is imported, handmade, it's got a nice hilt to it. It's got the nice inlay design. You can tell it's got that nice, highly acquired, multi-layered steel. It's
Best part
pretty
is,
nice.
it can slip under his scales.
That too.
But you didn't think of that.
As far as the damage of it, it does a d6 plus strength.
Oh boy, it does a d6 plus 1. Great.
I mean, hey, it's better than a D6 plus 0.
I guess.
It's better than a pocket 38.
Oh gosh.
In a pocket full of shells.
After you purchase that and get the sword, he'll kind of look back to you, Peter, seeing if there's anything else you want to purchase.
No.
Alright.
I'll thank him for the pistol, and if nobody else is getting anything of interest, make my way out.
Alrighty.
Let's head
Can you
out.
transpose the stats from Hachu's high power to my sheet?
I can't copy it over, however, I can get a
Alright,
quick,
just send me the stats and I'll put them in.
stats for it here. Let me go to Hachu.
Wakazashi, that is the word
Wakazashi,
per
that's it,
our
yeah.
observer.
Yeah, the Wakazashi, thank you. I
Wakazashi!
a few times, but I kept forgetting. Where is your Browning high power? There it is. No, I'm just gonna screen snip it so that you can do that. Yoink.
What is that? It's agility or dex, isn't it?
It is dex based, and I'll DM this to you. Kablam.
Ah, spasiba. As I'm, well, I guess on the way out, riding in the car to wherever we decide to go next, I'll be sitting, loading my pistol in the back
Alright.
as I input
Everybody's
this.
touching
Having
their
having gone gun shopping. Holy shit, that's 2 words back to back. And now having acquired your pistols and a Wakazashi, as well as having commissioned the glass grenades. Anything else you guys would like to look for, go shop around for, before returning back to pick up your commission later that evening?
I've got a grudge to settle.
With?
The shipping company up in Salem.
Oh.
No, I'm not going
Are you
there.
gonna go bother them again?
No, I'm not going there. Leroy, I'm just gonna need your help spending the rest of the evening forging shipping manifests to imply that they're bringing illegal arms into the country so they can get raided and shut down.
I look distinctly uncomfortable.
Well, don't you have another? You're in the arms dealing business. I'm sure there's people you don't like. I'm sure we could team up and take, ruin 2 people's day at once.
I'm not actually shooting it, I'm just rolling it to make sure I input everything correctly.
Gotcha. Leaning back in the passenger seat. Oh shit, man! I shot Torrin in the face.
God, I can't believe his head just randomly popped off like that. That's crazy.
Did you just shoot a hole in my windshield?
Mending. No. No, it looks like everything works properly, so I got that input.
Why is the windshield bleeding?
Oh, car's a mimic! Car's a mimic!
What's your response to that, Leroy? Torrin
I'm
trying to
doing it
get
either
you to
way. You can either
falsify
help me,
documents.
Hang on.
Oh.
Okay. I wanted to be sure before. Okay. I grumble, but I don't disagree.
Alright, great. We're gonna have to do some research. We're gonna have to stop at a local library, pick up some documents, figure out what they're doing, and then spend the night making a convincing manifest over the past several months. It'll be fun.
I'm holding my head, still dealing with a raging headache, and I hear library and research and all things involving the head, and I'm just debating shooting him in the head. It's like, this was a bad idea. How do I get out of this? Can I hit him? Is he gonna dodge? Do I have the sleight of hand? Then I remember, it's like I remember vaguely the sleight of hand from the last night. It's like, fuck, this isn't gonna work. What did I get myself into?
So I presume that's probably going to be kind of passive. That's just.
This will be a more passive one. I would like the two of you, if you are going to assist him, Leroy, both of you give me a.
I already said yes, so I'm fucked here.
Both of you give
Probably
me
gonna end up shooting whoever he's wanting to frame.
Oh god. Both of you give me a intelligence and a insight roll.
Oh, that was a save. Oops, it's a good thing I rolled wrong.
You're on the verge of a long rest, Leroy.
Wow. Okay, that's I'm killing it today.
Intelligence and insight, Leroy.
Wait, what happened to my? Did I? What?
You're not currently in roll 20.
Apparently, yeah. I don't recall closing it out.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
I am no help with the intelligence and insight right now. It's just one of those undefeatable enemies.
Just so you know, the description I gave for the
Regular intelligence
Wakazashi
roll and then insight roll. Okay.
Yep.
is weeb knife. That's what I called it.
Weeb knife. That works.
Weeb knife.
I mean, that's about accurate.
So
I'm gonna re-roll that.
I love how your rolls match your in the insight. You're matching your character right now.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Woohoo!
I'm rolling that one more time.
Make sure you spend those 2 points.
I am.
There we go. So, with Leroy's help, thankfully, Torin, you kind of aimless in, like, what to put where. However, Leroy's knowledge of doctoring shipping manifests and various documents and dates and times, and also your search over the library, you guys are able to make not quite 7 months, but you are able to make about 2 months of just slightly out of character and somewhat sporadic doctored shipping manifests that unfortunately you can't quite hide the what's the best way to put it? If you were trying to hide that these were weapons, you weren't very good at properly wording it to shake the idea that it wasn't weapons, which is kind of what you're going for. So you get what you want, but it seems almost a little too on the nose at points, but it gets the point across.
If it was too on the nose,
we established that's what they're actually doing too. So like
Exactly.
if it's enough to get them to be rated, then it's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
You're able to take
first
these,
draft on that was essentially we sell machine guns.
having
The sleight of hand was an irritated Leroy swiping at the back of his head for a potential mistake he was in the moment of making and missing his head and smacking thin air instead. Just like, you can feel the brush over. It's like, no, you idiot, like this.
I've never. Look, this is a first for me.
Next time, get it right, or next time it'll be the butt of a pistol. You fucking nonce.
You guys managed to make some counter documents and some shipping manifests and address them to the right people and date them correctly. Now that you got the small stack of them, what are you doing with them?
Anonymous tip-off. There's no return address in the mail, mailed from a corner blue box.
To who?
Probably the Boston PD. The Salem PD would squash it.
Why would it be the Boston PD when this would be a responsibility of the ATF, which is just now taking this over with the NFA?
Is the ATF just the thing now?
Well, I mean, the ATF was the alcohol prohibition people, and when that ended, then they got the machine gun ban like immediately afterwards to deal with. So,
all right, we're sending this shit to the ATF.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Ew.
Ew. You guys.
The
are
enemy of my enemy is my
friend. Fucking snitch, you son of a bitch.
Alright, yeah, you'll mail that off, and hopefully it'll get to its destination, and maybe you'll be able to find or get some hearsay of what occurred. I imagine you'll probably ask Ambrose to maybe keep tabs on occurrences there, and if anything should happen, to let you know.
Some senator's son being indicted. Yeah.
Something like that. So, yeah, you'll send that off, and we'll see how that works out, and if you guys end up getting information forwarded to you from Ambrose on his observations. Other than that, anything else with the day you guys would like to do before getting some rest and departing for DC bright and early in the morning?
Don't think so.
Alrighty.
Owen will probably be out for the evening, and then he'll be back, and then he'll sleep.
Alrighty. Yeah, you guys have the evening, you're able to get some food, rest and relax, maybe do a little more drinking, eventually turn in for the night, and you guys will be able to sleep the night away nice and comfy, and assemble yourselves, get all your kit together, stock up the vehicle, bring your extra clothes and wardrobe that you want to take with you that wasn't already sent to DC or currently being held at the museum, or that won't be staying at the museum in parallel to you guys being at DC. And unless there's any last minute things, you guys will be good to depart.
We're driving to DC?
Yes.
Makes sense. Everything on the East Coast is smaller.
I mean, what? It's not that long a drive, right?
No, it's really not.
It's gotta be, what, like 2-3 hours, something like that?
Boston to DC.
Sorry, I was AFK. How are we getting there? Train?
Driving.
Automobile?
Driving.
Oh, we're driving.
Let's see. Boston to DC.
It's like actually 8 hours, but you know, I'm doing that European thing of thinking the US is small.
That is about 400 miles. It takes about 7.5 hour drive.
Road trip.
Road trip. Who's driving? I'm assuming Torin.
Unless Nikos wants to try again.
No.
Hey, Nikos, want to try highway speeds?
No.
Yeah, Torin's driving.
Alright. Let's see here. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? There.
Where's the arc where we stop at a fucking like Appalachian gas station and then get yanked away and have to fight a bunch of freaking sister fuckers in the hills?
Cousin, not sister.
What do you think this is, Alabama?
What are you, the fucking Hawaiian shirt wearing YouTuber that hates Wendigoon?
Oh, you mean in Praise of Shadows?
In Praise of Shadows.
Is that his name?
Well, they made up since then.
They did, yeah.
I won't get into it, so...
Yeah.
No, I thought he did another one where he just shat on Wendigoon again.
Maybe. I'm not
No,
sure.
I don't
hope
think
not.
so. I would have heard about that.
But, yeah, you guys, it'll be a nice, Thorn, give me a con save. This one's a
Torin's
relatively
driving fast.
low number, but give me a con save.
Torin's driving really fast.
7.5 hour drive on the underdeveloped highways of 1936 actually takes you guys about 5.5 hours. Torn pushes it. He gets some good time in that car. It's got a nice engine. It's got pretty comfy interior, so it's solid. Torn
Just
gets a little
casually
bit of
whipping
his...
around people on the highway.
From time to time, you do whip around a couple, like, box trucks and stuff.
Not like anyone.
But you guys do make your way, and you find yourself eventually pulling up to DC. And making your way through, you understand that you need to actually make your way to... Let me double check before I misspeak myself. You need to make your way to the U.S. Army Military Intelligence Corps' headquarters building and the War Department General Staff on East Street Complex in Washington, D.C., also known as Potomac Hill or Navy Hill. As you guys are driving through the through streets and around some of the little bending roads, there's a lot of tall walls acting as privacy barriers and embankments in this part of the city.
Potomac.
Potomac. Potomac.
It's Potomac.
Potomac.
It's named after the river. It's the Potomac.
Potomac. Potomac. Same thing. Potomac. You guys make your way through, and you find yourself passing by and seeing some of the signs, and you can see East Street Complex and a handful of very old Revolutionary era buildings kind of placed around there in this little semi-walled complex. And as you pull up to what you imagine to be the front gate as it goes up a left kind of embanking slope, you can see where the gate is closed. There's a little barrier that's down with a little stop sign on it, and a handful of army regular troops are standing out there, rifles slung over their shoulders. Two of them are wearing suits and seem to have what looks like possibly a holster on their hip. And they all kind of look over towards you and motion for you guys to stop. One of them walks over to the driver window and kind of makes a roll the window down hand motion.
Here we go.
Yeah, Torin obviously rolls down the window.
Since I'm sure I'm the one who's carrying all of our paperwork, I'll hand Torin our orders as he does that.
Let's do a pass off.
Leans down, looks at you for a moment, Torin, looks past you, and then looks back to you. We're not expecting any visitors today. Might I ask the purpose of your visit? Sir?
Establishing communication. We've reported into the U.S. headquarters.
Do you have reporting orders, sir?
Yes.
May I have them?
Yes, here they are.
He'll reach into the window and take them. Kind of shoulders his rifle up a little bit higher again, opens it, starts looking through it. Give me just a moment to verify these, and we'll have you through in a moment. Closes it, turns, walks over to the little guard shack. And you'll see him disappear inside it. Give it a couple moments. Eventually, one of the guys comes walking out that's wearing a suit, goes over and starts to lift the kind of barrier with by hand pressing on it. And the soldier comes walking back. He's got the nice regular kind of World War I, like Great War era pot helmet and Springfield slung over his shoulder. We'll lean down, hold the paperwork back out to you kind of nicely. I was unaware who exactly you were. Apologies. We've been having a lot of attempted press entry with the rebranding. Make your way right up the path. You'll see the first initial parking on the right. Park there, make your way into that building. You'll be greeted, and they will process you to your quarters.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. And nice hat.
Thank you. He kind of leans back up and walks back over. The barrier goes up fully, and you guys now have access to begin driving up into the compound.
You know those are issue. You can get one if you ask.
No, it's not the same.
I'll take the orders back from, presumably they've been sitting in Torin's lap, and stick them back into my bag.
Alright, I'll go up and park.
Alright, let me move
Hopefully
you
not
guys.
take the mirror off the general's car.
That would be bad. Let me move you guys to a map and layout of the hill that you guys are on.
So So much admin.
So you guys make your way to the parking lot,
Admin.
and you're able to hop out of the car of the parking lot here. You can see a mixture of buildings. None of them are directly labeled, but you can kind of tell which ones are what based upon who's standing sort of in front of different areas. And you see a army officer. Doesn't seem super high ranking, but has a kind of bronze golden looking leaf cluster on either of his collars. Comes walking out to you, adjusting his garrison cover, and kind of holds a hand out to Peter initially.
Right quick before we get on with this, because I was busy entering my sheet, I forgot to say I would have used my ceremony spells to fill all 30 of those with holy water, and I presume they'd be, I guess, in the back of the car right now.
That makes sense. Yeah, somewhere in party inventory, list 30, I'd say 8-ounce holy water hand
Holy
grenades.
Molotovs?
Holy Molotovs. 30 8-ounce holy Molotovs.
Imagine being a guy that breaks into that trunk and you find a brand and a bunch of holy water. You're like, oh, we need to go. We need to leave. This is not the car.
This is a bit different than Greenwich.
Yeah.
Forgive.
Yeah, I would hope it's quite different from Greenwich. We're a little more busy here than than they are. Major Cunningham, assuming and hoping your wondrous company seem to match the descriptions I was given.
That we are.
One and only.
Yeah, very good, very good. And he'll go to each of the 5 of you and shake your hands and kind of step back and kind of put one hand on a hip. Well, I suppose first things first, we've already received a lot of your accoutrement and clothing and what have you, and we've brought it to the barracks. It is right over there, and kind of points with a knife hand to the southwest, where you see a tall building that pretty dated, that you can tell has been utilized as a barracks building and residency. And from his position, he'll kind of turn. The 2 buildings up there by the front gate are primarily Army admin for the 310th Military Intelligence Regiment and Intelligence Corps. This building over here to the east, this is the Intelligence Corps headquarters, where you'll mostly find me should you need me. These 2 buildings here have been utilized for a while as storage, analysis, and 2nd and 3rd administration building and filing. This building here actually goes far deeper. We'll do a tour of that here in a little bit. This is our research and development building, where a lot of our new products are brought and essentially tinkered over by much of the scientists and nerds and clerics of the group and intellectuals. This is Admin Building 1. It's currently in the works of being reutilized as additional staffing. And, of course, over there is the Naval Hospital.
This music is so wondrous. It's like we're walking through the forbidden glade of, like, military.
Kind of, yeah. You just kind of point over at the Naval Hospital, where you see a distinct change in naval officer uniforms and nurses and medics and corpsmen as compared to officers and scientists elsewhere. You don't really have to make a perception check. You guys quickly realize there's a distinctly higher amount of elves here than there was at OSS UK. Like, 50-50 human to elf ratio.
There weren't very many non-humans at UK.
Yeah. Quite a few elves here, and elven persuasions. Yeah, and eventually you guys kind of walk through the commons here, and you find your way to kind of the side entrance of the front of the research and development building. Well, if you would like, I can grab a runner who can give you a proper tour of where most of you are going to be spending your time is going to be here in the research and development, and upon getting your briefings, you'll be in the Intelligence Corps headquarters building. However, we don't have any pressing tasks for the time being, so you will find yourself with 2-3 days of rest, relaxation, and familiarity with who your new staff is going to be.
Who do we need to speak to get our commissions transferred over?
We already have people working on that and transferring you. You'll all be receiving your adequate and equivalent officer's pay as you did under English control and jurisdiction. So rest assured there will be no interruptions or hiccups in that process. And various rooms and what can be acquired to you will also be acquired by us upon your request. We have made very well aware of some of your pre-established requirements. I believe it was silk sheets, a enchantment table, a room with a window, among other items.
Very good, very good. Thank you.
He's never had a window before.
I understand it was in bold font, Mr. What was it? Lieutenant Colonel S. something. Your previous commanding officer made it explicitly purpose that all of you be granted a windowed room, so we have seen to it that that has been achieved.
Well, thank you.
This place isn't so bad. If Peter can get a window, I mean, you guys really got a good deal going here.
I like to think we're a little more centralized and efficient than the UK, and, well, maybe because we stopped attempting to working as closely with them and lead our own individual efforts. The 310th has led a lot of our, what we're starting to call skunk works. Individual departments having entire control over their endeavors. We simply handle the intelligence and funding. But if there's anything else before I grab a runner to give you a tour of our underworkings of the research and development building, obviously these 3 stories are just a third of the entirety of our research and development wing.
Of course, yes. Would you happen to have any air bases commissioned near here?
A few, in fact. Why do you ask?
We have in our possession our own aircraft, and would we wish to leave here more quickly than driving back to Boston? That would be more, perhaps, efficient to have our plane retrieve us here.
Of course, simply have them contact the DC Metro Airport, and we have a couple substantial branches that we have acquired for government and military use. We'll be able to accompany that, no problem.
Wonderful.
Very well. Gentlemen, sirs, I'll see to getting one of our aides, and we'll get to that. I would offer it myself, but I am actually needed at a meeting here in the next half hour, so I do need to depart.
Of course.
Very busy here. I imagine it's very relaxed in Greenwich, but I'll try not to overburden you with...
You'd be surprised. About half of the people there do 4 times as much work.
Yeah, makes sense with the lack of information getting to us. We got a little bit impatient with them, I will admit.
They assigned one guy to the entire Western Hemisphere.
You see a look that kind of spells "that doesn't surprise me" on his face. He kind of rubs the back of his neck for a moment. Well, I can guarantee we have more than adequate staffing, as we are directly working with the Army Intelligence Corps, as I imagine much more private endeavors were attempted with the English.
Oh, however, we may be of use or asset.
Oh, you will be of great asset and use. We're actually quite thankful you're going to be working with us. You see, Baja Company has been preoccupied with a engagement in South America, so having another capable field team will actually be quite pleasant for some of our previous failed attempts. I will admit our specialist units aren't quite as equipped.
Special.
Yes. However, I will say you will likely fit in rather well here. We have quite a mix of non-human personnel, including our chief of staff of... what was the... They seem to change their title every week, but she's rather equipped to handle a lot since she has started working with us.
Yeah, I couldn't quite help but notice your elf population.
Yes. It started with a aptitude test that seemed to show elves more capable of, well, paperwork and processing and being more effective at it, and lo and behold, Army intelligence ran with it, and you'll be damned to get away from a elf or half-elf as long as you're involved with anything intelligence goes.
Elves have special powers. They can see better than humans. They're stronger than humans on average. And they can focus slightly longer than humans, so their prime job in modern society is doing all of the paperwork.
They can also stay up like 72 hours before they need normal sleep.
Mm-hmm.
God, cursed
you
to forever
also
be
live way
bureaucrats.
longer, so your turnover is like way
Exactly.
better.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives kind of a nod, and we'll step away as you guys are in a little bit of the shade of the trees. You see a lot of Army and Navy uniformed officers walking to and from. Handful of Marines walking by here and there. I want a perception check from all 5 of you.
You got it.
You don't think they're going to make us wear uniforms, do you?
I don't. I hope not.
Yeah. Maybe since we're specialists, we don't have to.
Hachu, Leroy?
Hachu and Leroy,
Mark.
perceptions. 17.
Plus
Hey,
8.
I rolled
Fuck
it.
you.
Hell yeah. That plus 8's
How's your
nice.
perception?
He already did. We need you, Leroy. There we go, 13.
I
Nikos...
still have a headache. I can't perceive shit.
Understandable.
It's the
Nikos,
next day.
Peter and
It's one hell of a
Hachu...
hangover.
Nikos, you especially notice because you can recognize the different types of elves a little bit easier, but Peter and Hachu, you get kind of an idea. The naval officers, well, being half and half of the, they're about a quarter of the personnel here, but of them, about half of them seem to be a sea elf or high elf of some sort, whereas the other part of them seem to be humans or some other semblance of humanoid. Peter and Hachu, you seem to catch on to a lot of your wood elves with slightly longer and more grandiose ears or slightly more tanned complexion seem to consist of your army, office staff, and officers. However, Torin and Leroy, you guys don't really catch on to it. Peter and Hachi, you don't notice, but Nikos, you do notice it. There are a handful of Marine officers and enlisted walking to and fro, and you can't help but notice the much darker gray complexion and the much darker ears and eyes to them. It would seem majority of the Marine officers seem to be changelings as compared to elves of any sort.
Oh, we're not going to meet him this session, are we?
I think
he was
his
in
ass
China.
is... Do you think he's an officer, let alone an intelligence? Oh, sir. Fuck no.
Oh, bro, it's the 30s. There's like a 40% chance he got put in intelligence because he's clinically insane.
If it wasn't for slugging out X amount of 05 or above officers, you'd be correct, but no. There's
the
a
same
reason he's
time-
on the other side of the world.
At the same time, that also counts for a bonus points towards intelligence in the fucking 30s, man.
Maybe. But yeah, you're able to acquire. There's a bit more of a elven and changeling and human and
Interesting.
half-human mix here as compared to OSS UK and Greenwich, which had a handful of Yuan-Ti and gnomes, and slightly a more kind of European mixed persuasion. The US mixed here is a little more human than not. But as you guys are standing there, a young, assumedly first lieutenant, possibly half-elf with the less pronounced elven ears, but a little bit more androgynous features, steps up to you. It's nice army first lieutenant.
Quarter elf.
Quarter elf. Steps up and looks to you all. Wondrous company, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, very good. I'm to give you a quick tour of the research and development building, I believe.
Wonderful. I'm very intrigued.
Alrighty.
Yeah, very good. Right this way, then. Anything I can get for you all before we start?
Coffee?
Not before, but after we're done with this tour, I would like to visit the armory.
Yeah, that can be arranged. Right this way, and he'll hold the door open as you guys are able to walk through, and it's nice and cooler inside. You make your way through the large, grand kind of marble room. You can definitely tell this building dates back to being a headquarters building during the Revolutionary era. And the way that the hallways are vaulted and kind of off the central main kind of foyer, it breaks into different wings. And to kind of summarize the first hour, lots and lots of map reading on the western part of research and development. A lot of kind of mapping and logistics as far as things that are brought in are listed where they are found, and a lot of the dating goes down there. On the eastern branch, you start getting a lot more of the smaller classrooms, kind of like you were acquainted to in Greenwich. There's small rooms specifically designated for different historical and locales. In fact, you do realize that there is a Greek wing, there is a Asiatic wing, there is an entire room for China and Far East Asia. There is a couple different rooms for almost every different chunk of focus and main presence. As you guys circle around from that, you find your way back to the center, where you go down a nice long circular staircase to the underground sections. It becomes a little more smooth concrete rather than marble and wood walls and a brick wall. As you get down there, it gets a little bit sciencey smelling. There's a few push carts going around. You're starting to see more lab coats. And in that area, you find a lot of potion testing, a lot of tissue testing, a lot of mixture of weaponry and diagnostics, both magical, arcane, and scientific. Eventually, you hit the next staircase and start making your way further down, and you guys come to a kind of split to three different directions. One is a basically listed secret, and it actually has 3 guards in front of it that seem to be your access guards before you can get through the large double vaulted doors. The other one is a literal bank vault of a door that has 2 guards in front of it. And the third one is a third-party bricked up so that it is a normal entry doorway with no guards in front of it. And he kind of leads the 5 of you to that entrance. You might as well speak with our, what was the name? I believe they're referring to their efforts as skunkworks. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to mean, but this is our central processing and computing and paperwork. Some of you might find this surprising, some of you may find yourself a little more at home, and he kind of gives you a little bit of a look, Torn, as he opens the door and allows you guys to step inside. It should be normally just a hallway, but it seems to magically open up to a... You know how the Russian gulags kind of have a big circular multiple levels and a central tower?
You're talking a panopticon?
Panopticon. Take that, except it's a box. And there is loads of...
Boxticon, that's what it is.
A Boxticon. On all 3 sides from the main entrance is about 5 stories with 8 doorways, each leading to an office on every floor. Each of the offices seem to have a different placard or title on the glass window. And running all over the balconies of each of these to the kind of catwalk landings that lead to the central tower that is equal in height is oodles of very short-horned and medium-horned length kobolds in kind of standard green GI uniforms.
Oh god, there's more of them.
Okay.
You're already looking at maybe 60, 70... There must be 300 kobolds in this wing running around with paperwork. Some of them are running with what seems to be batches of ink. Some of the hallways, not so much hallways, but balconies, you can tell are slightly outcropped and seem to be also admin and logistics areas with desks with 2 or 3 kobolds ticking away and typing away with their claws on typewriters, filing paperwork. It is a... You ever see the SpongeBob meme where he kind of has an aneurysm and all the little SpongeBobs are losing their shit in an organized way, filing paperwork? It's the same thing, but a bunch of kobolds. It's a beehive of organized chaos. As tons of paperwork is coming and going, and you can see coming out of the ceiling is a few chutes where it's just large enough for books, documents, information, and scrolls to be launched up and down it by a kobold that seems to be casting a small spell to launch the capsule back up the tube before it comes dropping back down with more information that is eventually grabbed by a kobold and run down to some office in this crazy beehive of organization. And standing kind of absently towards the front, arms crossed, is a taller, kind of white, dare I say fluffy-looking, kind of humanoid. They seem to have a trench coat on that is just hanging over their shoulders, and there's 2 almost like large feathers off the front either side of their forehead where maybe some horns might be. And they turn around to look to the 5 of you and the young lieutenant. Let me post an image of who you are looking at. There we go, in-game images. They kind of turn around and casually walk over to you. Well, hello, might I ask? Wait, you match the descriptions. You must be Wondrous Company.
The
Indeed
central
we are.
Intelligence of your entire intelligence operation is kobolds.
Oh, believe me, they're far easier to work with than the company of young officers that they tried to assign to me a couple months ago. I find this much more effective as I can manage all of the intelligence myself.
Great.
Yeah, quite so. You see, I give a quarter of them a bit more intelligence, and they're able to kind of sub-control their various wings. It's actually quite effective.
Have you gone through the effort of installing extra plates on the typewriter keys yet? If you haven't already, I'm sure your typewriters are nearing the end of their lifespan.
We actually have, I believe there's about 20 of them now who are exclusively dedicated to typewriter repair and maintenance.
Yeah, I found out the hard way a long time ago. It claws away through those keys really, really fast.
You guys hear a high, shrill as a typewriter seems to fall off one of the 5th-story balconies and smashes down onto the floor on the ground floor level, narrowly taking out another kobold who has to yip and dive off to the side, picks up the paperwork and goes back to running where he's going. You see 2 other kobolds, kind of whitish in color, wearing kind of bluish jumpsuits with those nice little blue caps, run over with a broom and start picking up the pieces already and throwing it into a bucket. And dashing
He just has his face in his hand.
Dashing past them, you see another kobold with kind of one singular horn on the back of their head, comes running over, dashing past them to a kind of spiral staircase with a new typewriter in hand, just running up like they're carrying a cinder block up the staircase. And she kind of rubs the front of her head. They're a little haphazard, but very efficient, yes. You see, the easiest way to collect the information is, well, to run it through my own. Everything that comes in and out of here goes through me. So any information that is needed and requested of any of our kobolds at the different receiving stations instantly goes through my mind, where I am able to delegate that information to one of my more intelligent kobolds who will manage their small platoon and see that that information is relayed, archived, copied, or whatever it may need to be. I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself. I think they gave me the rank of Major, although I'm not entirely sure how that's relevant, as I don't get too many visitors and haven't needed it. My name is Ravagor of the Nakadoch Kado, although you can call me Navantan. I'm a dragon native to, I believe, you call it Texas now.
Dragon, so you're, I presume you're shapeshifted right now, then?
It's much easier to get around this way, yes. And, all of you might have to take a half step back, as about 60 yards long, there's a little bit of a magical blur and then a sound of scales and flesh, as about, 55, 60 yards long, maybe about 3 yards wide at the widest point, a large, kind of hovering in place and constantly slightly cylindrically spinning but hovering in place, a large, very fuzzy moth-like dragon, kind of reminiscent of perhaps the ones you might see in South America, is now hovering there, looking down at you, kind of flitting its tongue. The mouth doesn't move, but you can kind of hear in a spatial area.
Just like Hachu.
Yeah.
This is a little more shocking for most to approach right away, although I understand Wondrous Company has had encounters with other quite old dragons like myself.
Yeah, but they're dead.
So I understand. It's sad to see such a old dragon, much older than myself, die, but, well, the chromatic dragons aren't as intelligent as us. And you see a little bit of a poof as they kind of magically shrink back to their more humanoid form, and the kind of winged trench coat made of moth wing kind of flaps for a moment and reduces back around them to looking more like a lab coat.
Oh, America.
So, if you don't mind me asking, I have been rather interested, as I have attempted one of my own experiments, but would you be what they refer to as a third wave kobold?
Yes, as a matter of fact, yes.
It's, interesting to see you. I've attempted through some of my own means. You see, I'm sure as you understand, but for those who might be interested, the kobolds who spawn from a dragon directly are sort of what you would call a hive mind, which helps with information gathering and a central intelligence and processing. But to relegate and sort of delegate different wings so I don't have to micromanage as much, I've made more intelligent ones. Unfortunately, there was a incident where some of those more intelligent kobolds did escape about 70 years ago when I was still in Texas. I don't know what happened to them, but to my understanding, they, having had their own reproduction ability granted to them with their intelligence, I believe it may have gotten away from them, and I can't help but feel a little at fault. Not fault, responsible for possibly the creation of your kin.
Well, you see, it's generally for the better. In order for a third wave kobold to even be possible, their independence has to be separated from that of the dragon. While the dragon's presence is great and all, it's emotionally and intellectually stunting to the greater development. once again, in order to not be a pawn of a larger creature, you must form your own independence. Third wave kobolds are only possible if through independent breeding, trial and error, away from a dragon's influence.
I personally agree and entirely adore the idea that kobolds can be of their own kin and race and of their own intuition and drive. And only reason I've stuck to this is the task that they requested of me with my higher intellectual capacity was a bit too much for me to manage with, again, trying to micromanage so many humans and elves, so I simply do this out of necessity.
Higher intelligence.
What's in this for you?
Well, when I woke up about 70 years ago, I was stirred awake from my rather long sleep that I undertook. The tribals that sort of worshipped me and looked to me, I believe you refer to them as the Kato tribe now. Well, I decided to take a nap, and when I woke up by a rather substantial shaking of the earth, I came forward to find a bunch of new persons. I decided to take another nap in the ocean for a while, and upon rising back up, I was approached by a very ecstatic fellow, a Wild Bill. He sometimes does still come by here to visit me, Mr. Donovan. He's very persuasive, and after some slight intimacy, he convinced me that my efforts would serve a greater good, so I couldn't help but agree, and after seeing the horrible state of affairs of their intelligence-gathering organization, I couldn't help but step in more directly with my own spawn of kobolds. Since then, it's simply benefited every factor that it affects. I get a nice sort of pat on my own back, getting to be the source of such organization and structure. What are you doing, Leroy?
This dragon is a patriot. Patriot dragons in control.
There's ample theory to suggest that a third wave kobold and a first wave kobold will generate a second wave.
I've yet to test that, but if you're insinuating you wish to attempt with some of my kobolds, I could spawn 2 or 3. That would be more prone to your reproductive ability.
Something seems inherently incorrect about that.
They wouldn't mind. It'd be their purpose. She gives the most, like, kind of third-party omnipotent look, like, yeah, this is whatever, I could do that if you need me to, kind of look.
No, Torin just turns away. He does the thing where he puts his hands behind his back and acts like he's looking at shit.
Perhaps later, then. But is there, any other questions? Anything you'd like to get to know? Of course, if you need any information gathered or assembled, I could have any of my kobolds assemble it for presentation, or for, if you do find any new information, I can guarantee it will wind up here, and I will be able to adequately compare it to other relevant information so that it is more easier to digest and more to the point and the objective.
I see why America has a leg up.
I personally did not like us sharing information with the, what you call the English across the Atlantic. They're very untrusting of draconic intelligence. I can't say I blame them. We are rather selfish with our intelligence that we gain. But I hope I've expressed that I can be trusted with what I've been tasked.
Well, if the American government trusts you, I'm sure there's a good reason.
Oh, because I'm smart? By your measure, of course.
Yeah.
I do have to question, though, your naming doctrine. 310th Military Intelligence. I always ask, but nobody can seem to answer. Have you had 309 prior intelligence regiments? That just doesn't seem to make sense, but...
No, there's 309 other regiments. It's the 310th Regiment, and it is military intelligence is its role.
You see, that seems
Although military
entirely
intelligence itself is an
counterproductive.
oxymoron.
We don't speak about the fractured detachments like the 309.5th.
I believe they refer to those as as I've kind of come to name them, their skunk works, the independent groups and companies and platoons with their own tasks and purposes, such as our repair platoon here in-house, or our paper running platoon, our filing section, and our body retrieval group, who thankfully as of late with the installment of Rels has negated their need nearly as much.
Oh, that's great.
Did you try teaching them basic first aid?
They're much more effective with their main task and purpose if you don't cloud it with other knowledge and facts that they don't use as often. It's much easier simply to make a medic proficient kobold and have them await until they're needed, rather than multiple tasking individuals.
Interesting.
I find it rather effective.
I, for one, am very much enjoying the CIK.
You mean the
Or it isn't.
CYKA?
At the moment, they're the OSS. Give them 10 years, then they'll become the CIA.
No, CIK.
CIK.
Central Intelligence Kobolds.
I still think mine's better. I still think mine's better.
Central Intelligence Cobalt Agency, CYK.
You're stretching it too much.
It's
Hey, look, I tried to find a synonym.
cinnamon?
A cinnamon.
She kind of crosses her arms after a moment and is tapping the side of her head, looks over, and another kobold comes running up and kind of gestures for her. She leans over and it whispers into her ear. She nods a couple times. Very well. I need to address a couple of my managers to address them as to their quarterly, how well they've been doing. Give them some kudos and comeuppance. So I'm going to see to that. But if you should need anything else from us, simply send the information from the appropriate wing, or I always do appreciate visitors.
I wonder if these kobolds are susceptible to distraction, as First Wave usually are.
You're welcome to try.
Torrance is gonna point in a random direction and go, sheep!
Roll me deception.
Where is it? Aw.
There's an unfortunate... No, don't! And then a unfortunate cracking and splatter sound as a kobold on the 5th story attempted to hear, or thought they heard sheep, and just around the front right corner of you, you hear a heavy thud as one seems to have fallen over the rails from the 5th
My
level.
God!
Oh!
And half the kobolds pause in place, look over. She gives a bit of a wide-eyed look.
Easy solution to this.
She shakes her head for a moment and is about to raise her hand and pauses as Peter raises his hand, and you see energy reach out. And kind of like a really bad bit of sorts, the arm kind of pops, the shoulder goes back into place, and the kobold raises himself back up, stands up, the crick in his tail kind of straightens out, shakes his head a little bit,
I'm gonna make the kobold look me in the eye, and I'm gonna say, "Don't do that again."
He kind of looks at you with the most empty sort of kind of reception. Gives 2 nods. Kind of a dumb smile comes across his face as he looks over to her. She shakes her head a little bit and gives a very nice, gentle, like, top of the hand. Go on, go back to work. And he gives a sort of half salute to her, looks to all of you, gives you a nod of thanks, Peter, and then turns and does a nice high-legged walk, wagging his tail as he walks past where he's splatted and goes back to the staircase and walks his way back up to start going back to work.
You know, that one was probably a dud.
He was actually one of my more experienced and longer-lasting kobolds.
That's concerning.
I may
Does that
need
happen
to...
a lot?
It used to. Again, once we installed the rails about 2 weeks ago, we've negated it by almost 80%.
2 weeks ago?
80%?
How-
We had about 1 a day.
For how long?
Oh,
Well, I've been here for about 3 years. Only about 2 years ago did I take over with my kobolds.
That
Hey, in the grand scheme
Oh.
of history, 600 dead kobolds is like an 18th of a regular battle with a dragon.
Give or take.
It's not that bad.
It's truly not. It's actually rather low amount compared to many other dragons, and from what I've been able to gather and read of their habits to use them as fodder, let alone when any kobolds should become self-driven. I believe what you call second-wave kobolds, the primitive, they
Oh god.
throw themselves in waves that would make any loss to a normal first-generation kobold pale in comparison. But I digress. I will ask that you don't distract them from their duties like that again, though.
Right, yeah. Well, you told me to try.
I didn't think you would try something so distracting.
I'm a kobold. What did you think I'd try?
I expected more of a third wave kobold, but I digress.
Alright. Am I still adorable?
Oh, quite. Among other things that we've gathered of tricklings and intelligence about you and the other members of Wondrous Company.
What have you heard about us?
Well, I was rather entertained to receive what bits of information about your exploits in Vienna and your cooperation with the SOE and other elements of the Anglican Church of all people. Don't worry, your secrets and all operational secrets of the OSS are safe with me. She has a very plain, understanding, just like non-malicious look to her as she says that.
I need to get out of here. I'm starting to feel like I need to file something.
If you do, it'll be filed with most haste.
No, I'm leaving.
We don't handle HR.
Clearly.
Autistic dragon.
Ouch. A little bit.
It was
She's
a
little unsocialized.
experience meeting you.
Quite the same. I do wish to say I would like to speak with each of you more, should time permit and allow.
Do have a nice day.
You too.
And look out for those sheep.
Perhaps I'll
I'll,
reward them with a sheep every once in a while. Lieutenant, if you would see them out. Of course, ma'am. And he'll kind of step over and open the door for you guys for you all to start filing out as she'll turn around and you see her kind of wave a hand a little bit and one of her kind of moth antenna kind of flexes a little bit as you can see about 12 kobolds storm on the 4th level, pick up 2 of the desks, to just relocate him to somewhere else as 2 new desks are placed on one of those balconies and is instantly occupied by paperwork, a couple shelves, and a couple kobolds that are just starting to type away on typewriters.
I don't necessarily like being reminded of my roots.
We don't necessarily enter that wing too often, but it's always entertaining to show any newcomers it, just to see your reactions. I will admit you took it much better than most do.
We've seen some things.
I can imagine having a kobold fall every day. Did nobody think to install rails until now?
It's hard to suggest things to her, but when she came upon the idea herself, it was nearly instantaneous. There's one other wing we do need to show before we begin our tour of admin building 1 through 3, and of course showing you to your rooms in the barracks, if you're coming right this way. And goes over to the large vault door and motions to the 2 guys. One of them gives a bit of a nod, looks over, and raising both of his hands up, you can see he's using what seems to be a little bit of a spell, possibly prestidigitation, maybe thaumaturgy, as 3 of the large wheels start to kind of rotate in place, and then the giant central wheel kind of starts rotating and stops sharply with a loud clack as the door comes loose. And this big bank vault door slowly opens outwards, and you can see where there's kind of a staircase built into it that goes up and then back down by 4 steps. And he'll kind of motion to you guys to enter in. It is a long, very reinforced lead and metallic hallway that seems to branch to multiple more wings that go much deeper into the compound. And he steps up over the little staircase and back down and looks to all of you to follow.
So what is the need for all of this reinforcement?
One, to keep most of the spells and research in, but also to keep any scrying or spell or magical influence from getting in as well.
That's handy.
Quite so. Turns out just half an inch of lead will block majority of your spells. We went a mile ahead, and you'll find this entire wing is layered by about 5 inches to an entire foot of lead. Not to mention 2 to 3 inches of reinforced steel, and who knows how many yards of dirt and soil.
Yes, another reason to call the fact the correlation between radiation and magic perhaps being from the same source of energy.
Funny you should mention that. One of our lead professors here, Mr. Hans Baath, is actually our celestial dynamics and nucleosynthesis researchers trying to harness the power of radiant physics. He's actually quite intelligent in his field. We're hoping he'll make a breakthrough in due time.
I cast cancer in 20 years.
As you guys start walking with him along the kind of railed path that's going down the middle of this hallway, the large vault door slowly closes behind you, and you hear the locks kind of start clicking in and closing. And as you begin forward, you hear a little bit of a kind of winding groan, and then a nice loud kind of ship klaxon sound, a very loud sort of banging noise. And then just solid sirens and alarms start blaring. Kind of the old hammer to the bell alarms start plinking away. And you see the lieutenant pause in place. He gets very nervous. He looks to you guys. He looks forward. A handful of scientists come running around the corner, looking very hurried. One of them with a pistol in hand, aiming behind him as the 3 of them round the corner from one of the hallways. He's firing behind them a couple shots.
What are you doing?
At all.
That's loud.
The lieutenant looks over, yelling the same thing that you're yelling. And before they can answer, in front of you, you feel a very heavy heat as a wall of kind of white and yellowish radiant energy flashes forward down the hallway, splashing over the three of them and cooking them down to sinew and skeletons as they collapse across the ground, scorching the opposite wall, leaving their shadows painted about 20 yards in front of them across the floor and the corners of the wall. As the lieutenant looks to you, draws his pistol, and starts to aim and looks back forward. As, let me post a picture here. You hear a loud, angry, kind of boiling sound as a hand grabs the corner and is instantly starting to melt through the steel and the lead. Give me un momento to pull this up right here. Oop.
That's the real reason magic died out for so long. Lead in the paint.
You hear a loud, guttural yell and a Cunningham! Cunningham, where is he? And the hand starts to radiate radiant energy that is melting the ceiling and the beams as a skeleton, staggering and walking around, looks over towards you and is starting to raise his hand. I would like all of you...
Cast ball.
Before you can, I need all of you to roll me initiative.
That's a skeleton.
And since you guys actually made it to the central hall, let me reveal the parts that you did manage to walk through.
I'm always rolling fucking low initiative. What the fuck, man?
Same, kinda. Actually, I'm higher than everyone this time.
You're gonna be high in a second.
Oh, I rolled the same thing twice. Oh, it doesn't matter. I get a second initiative roll, but it doesn't matter. So,
is it the same number?
It was the same number both times.
As you guys are standing there, the lieutenant taking a couple steps behind you. Before we get to that turn, we will pause today's session there, as it would seem Professor Hans Baath may have had a radiant mishap and is seeking and is looking for Major Cunningham. He seems rather upset about it too.
Oh.
And for now, we will end our session there to resume not next week, as next week we will be down one, possibly two members, but the week after that we will resume with the fight against Professor Baath.
Man, I'm gonna have to wait 2 weeks to mag dump this guy.
You will have to wait 2 weeks. However, next week, there may be a side-off adventure, a one-off, perhaps a softcore introductory. We'll see what happens. But until then, catch you all then. Welcome to OSS US.
The airplane put down at the airstrip on a cold and gloomy day, and the six aboard all knew their homes were very far away. The strife that gripped the forest all around them was their plight. They knew that something out there wasn't right. There were creatures in the bush, and there were soldiers in the woods. There were zealots in the ruins. There was magic that's no good. Grenades were used aplenty, guns and swords brought in, and death. When it finished, only 5 or 6 were left. On the flight back to their quarters, the new place to be their home, the dangers of their future had been surely set in stone. The content of their briefing brought their purpose into light. These 5 strangers had been brought into the fight. There are stories of the kobold, of Wilhelm Schwartz and Father Peter too. There are tales of the hoplite, of Leroy Copeland and Hatchu. And while the details of their past and trials were never meant to spawn, the deeds of wondrous company will live on. Yes, the deeds of wondrous company will live on.